Noon Special.
It's been a season-long party for the Fighting Sioux, a North Central Conference championship, and a playoff run that has them on the doorstep of the national title game. The last obstacle on the road to Florence, Alabama is UC Davis, a perennial playoff power. It's the biggest home game in the 107-year history of North Dakota Fighting Sioux football. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Alerus Center in Grand Forks, North Dakota. The Fighting Sioux host the Aggies of UC Davis. The winner goes to the national championship game. I'm Dan Hammer along with Lee Timmerman. LT, both the teams have knocked on the door before. They haven't knocked it down very often, though.
No, UC Davis, 7th time in the semifinals. So far, 1-5. The University of North Dakota, 3rd time. The Sioux made it a couple of times in the early 90s. Not that next step to the title game yet.
Folks, we are going to see two marquee quarterbacks going head-to-head today.
Absolutely. J.T. O'Sullivan is Mr. Everything. He is the trigger man for this Aggie offense. All-time leader in yards, attempts, completions, and touchdowns. 96 of them in his career. He is projected at this stage a 2nd to 4th round draft pick.
UND quarterback Kelby Klosterman. Boy, has this guy blossomed into his junior season. 32 touchdowns this season, a great completion percentage rate, and he said at the beginning of the year he wanted more. He's got more. The quarterback comparison, both of them are dandy. On the defensive side of the football with North Dakota, you start with the linebackers, and they have a couple of dandies.
You can have a joy of a game just watching these two guys. Number 40, Eric Schmidt, 10 sacks, the leading sack man. He does a lot of it with speed coming off the edge. Travis O'Neal, the most valuable linebacker in the conference, the leading tackler. Those two get it done. I call them the tackling duo for the Fighting Sioux.
Are they ever? UND ranked number 3 in the country in Division II defense this year. Should be a dandy. The winner goes to the national championship game. The Fighting Sioux and the Aggies next.
There's a place where people smile big, eat good, and always score a sweet deal. It's got to be Applebee's. What makes a honey of a deal? Our amazing new honey pepper sauce. It makes honey grilled chicken and honey pepper steak a taste of honey heaven. Throw in our famous riblets, now honey barbecue style, and you'll know why. It's got to be Applebee's.
Eating good, honey, honey,
oh yeah,
in the neighborhood.
Taco John's wants you to have a happy holiday the Mexican way with Nachos Navidad. Lots of fresh-made corn tortilla chips piled high and topped with all kinds of delicious things. Nachos Navidad from Taco John's.
I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. And from Taco John's.
Agriculture is your life, your livelihood. It's what drives you. Shouldn't your lender share your dedication to agriculture? At Ag Country Farm Credit Services Fargo-Moorhead and Farm Credit Services Grand Forks, we do. We have a tradition of personal service, of getting out and working with the people in our region's agricultural community to serve their financial needs. Dedicated to your success.
The tale of the tape. North Dakota has outscored its opponents 34-12. UC Davis scoring 40 points a game. LT, they throw it around a lot to the tune of 318 a game. They average more than 500 yards a game.
Yeah, UC Davis is a pass to set up the run, while UND will be a run to set up the pass. Defensively, though, UND giving up on the average less than 2 touchdowns and extra points a game. And for the other side, well, sometimes it's, well, let them score. We want the ball back.
That's right. We're going to see two very different philosophies here this afternoon. UC Davis, a West Coast offense, many times 4 receivers. Bob Biggs in his 9th year. He's a UC Davis guy from the get-go, a former quarterback. at UC Davis. In his 9th year, 81 wins, 26 losses, 10-6 in the postseason.
He's in their Hall of Fame as well.
UC Davis has won the toss and will receive.
For the intangibles, Dan, in any game, things like this. I mean, special teams, an intangible. Turnovers, that's the big one that everyone looks at.
We are underway. Cameron Paterka kicks it deep to the 2, where Watts returns there for UC Davis, and just across the 25-yard line before he's driven out of bounds. That's where the Aggies offense will go to work under the direction of this offensive line. Joe Bandel, Chris Smith, Eric Trolia, Chris Mabin, Mark Manfreda, and Forrest Vance. The backs and receivers are quarterback J.T. O'Sullivan, running back Sean Holloman, who's played very well lately. The flanker is Michael Eglin, and the split end is Michael Oliva, the top receiver for the Aggies. 1st and 10 for the Aggies. They'll do a lot of shifting, a lot of sets, a lot of motion. The give to Holloman, stopped at the line of scrimmage.
And right off the bat, you see the linebackers get in on this play. I watched number 40, Eric Schmidt, a guy we highlighted. Check it out on the replay. Holloman, a straight handoff, straight up the middle, and that is something that the Aggies, I don't think they will be able to do at all in this game, Dan. You cannot play power football against UND.
Eric Culverson, Casey Blue, and Ben Dixon up front. Dixon, an all-NCC performer. An underrated defensive line. The linebackers get the attention, but Culverson and Dixon have had very good years. 2nd and 11, the swing pass to Holloman, and the open field tackle made by Thornburg at about the 30-yard line.
Well, the one thing that UC Davis likes to do offensively is try to get the ball down the field. But at first, Dan, it looks like they're trying to, a little swing pass here, a running play right away instead of just coming out and trying to be what the talk was, the pass, 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 pass. They're trying a few other things, and now it is a definite pass situation.
Let's see what kind of factor the noise will be. The first 3rd and long of the day for this guy, J.T. O'Sullivan, out of the shotgun. Tight end in motion, and we have a flag, and UC Davis jumped.
Well, one of the ways that UC Davis tried to get into the noise situation, they went and practiced inside a gym, cranked up the music, went with hand signals. Now, O'Sullivan likes to do a lot of checks and things at the offensive line that with a lot of noise you can't do audibly. So it'll be hand movements, foot movements, thing to try to get the offense going.
Here are those outstanding linebackers, Schmidt and O'Neill, all conference, Adam Deneke, Josh Kotelnicki in the secondary, Riondo, Thornburg, Stratton, and O'Neill. 3rd and 11 for the Aggies on their opening possession. O'Sullivan, and
there's
again,
a whistle somewhere. Oh,
a flag is down for the 2nd consecutive 3rd down.
Offensive line movement, check it out. Oh, the flinch on both inside on the tight end and by number 17 on the near side there. Eglin moved, so they jumped in anticipation.
So did Bandel, the tight end, number 84. So the Aggies digging themselves in a nasty hole here on their opening possession. They'll have the 3rd down from the 20, needing to get to the 37 for a 1st down. 3rd and 17. Holloman is the lone back. 2 receivers to the near side of the field. Here come the Sioux on the blitz. O'Sullivan in the pocket, avoids the rush, scrambles to the outside, and he's got his man inside the 50 to the 45. 1st down for the Aggies. Boy, talk about some ad-lib ability by J.T. O'Sullivan, LT.
Well, O'Sullivan does not get sacked very often. In fact, only 12 times on the year. His ability to kind of what Bubba Schweigert, the defensive coordinator for UND, says, flick the ball. Well, this time he didn't flick it. He used his feet to create a little movement. Once the quarterback breaks contain, he tucked it under. Well, that's when Thornburg came up to try to stop the run, and he got beat deep.
Michael Eglin on the receiving end of that pass, and a gain of 35 yards. And a 1st and 10 for the Aggies. At the Sioux, we'll call it the 45. O'Sullivan rolling out, looking deep. That ball is incomplete. There's a flag on the play as UND's defensive back, Mike O'Neill, got hung up in the feet of Cal Davis, receiver, and that's going to be a flag and a penalty against the Sioux.
Well, that's one of the favorite plays that we've been told for UC Davis. They take the pocket and move the pocket left to like a throwback deep. It really puts pressure on the near side cornerback or playing the defender. Now, Oliva is on the near side. You don't even see him. He's running a deep post. Now Oliva's cutting down the middle, and you see O'Sullivan chuck it deep. There was some contact, and that is a tough thing to ask a defender to do. Play man up, not only on your third, but all of a sudden you're going on to the second two-thirds of the whole field.
1st and 10 for the Aggies inside the 30 of UND on their initial possession of the game. O'Sullivan quick drop in the throw, intended for Oliva, but that throw was short.
Now, the one thing you have to do in a throw like that is make sure if you miss wide, because number 25, Craig Riondo, he's 7 interceptions on the year. He has a tendency to return those for touchdowns, and this is a good miss. You see Riondo, 25, breaking on the ball. He does that extremely well.
Oliva, the leading receiver for the Aggies, after they had lost
their best.
Charlie Enos with an injury in the playoff game against Kingsville. On the 2nd and 10, quick drop, outside pattern, and that is incomplete. Intended for Glenn Adriatico. Adriatico had a big game last week in UC Davis's win over Tarleton of Texas.
Well, you mentioned Charlie Enos. It was Adriatico, the man intended for this pass, who took his place. And I'm a little surprised by that throw. I mean, as much as we've heard and coaches have seen on tape of O'Sullivan, I don't think he misses that badly very often.
3rd and 10. O'Sullivan again eluding the rush, now has some room to run and turns it up. He's inside the 20, and he will have a first down. J.T. O'Sullivan, who coming into this game has rushed for more than 300 yards, shows his mobility and gives the Aggies another first.
Well, the Fighting Sioux brought 2 linebackers on this play, and O'Sullivan splits them both. Right there, that opens up the entire right side of the field because his receivers are running deep routes, and all he does is sprint for about 12 and get the first down.
You know, the scouting report on O'Sullivan, good mobility, good arm, good head, sometimes forces things. Quick flare to the far side of the field and a pickup of about 5 yards before the Sioux make the tackle. Thornburg in on the tackle there as Oliva comes up with his first catch of the ball game.
This, in a West Coast offense, quote-unquote, is like a running play. It's just a little swing pass out to Mike Oliva. See maybe if he gets a couple of blocks downfield to break it. But the one thing that the Aggies do differently out of the West Coast offense is they do it out of 1 back instead of 2 backs. So that's a different look and their own personalized version of the West Coast.
2nd and 5. So the Sioux, who shut out Pittsburgh State a year ago, find Davis knocking on the door here early. Holloman carries to about the 7. And Cal Davis, UC Davis, has been very good inside the red zone this year.
Another thing they've been very good at on the course of the year, Dan, is 3rd down conversions. And if you remember, just think of this drive. What have the big plays come on? The big plays have come on 3rd down. On the average all year, 50%, 1 out of 2. That is very, very good.
Take a look at those red zone numbers. 55 times in the red zone, 42 touchdowns. My goodness. A 3rd and 2. They need to get to the 5. They give to Holloman. He dives up, and I think he's short.
The official on the far side, I think, is going to give him a pretty good spot.
They'll measure the spot. Holloman left his feet early and committed to trying to go airborne for that first down. He needed to get to just about the 5-yard line, and this will be very, very close.
I think he's got it. That's my guess. And he doesn't.
He is about 6 inches short.
Well, the Aggies have made 2 big third down plays on the road, opening possession, 4th and inches. They're going.
You going for it, no doubt about it. You know, this one-back offense, this West Coast offense, kind of evolved into a one-back offense from a two-back offense. A big part of this near sellout crowd here at the Alerus Center.
3 tight ends.
Holloman the lone back. And he's up and over and inside the 5 for the first down. So the Aggies will have 1st and goal. And this drive kept alive after they had faced a 3rd and 17 from their own 20-yard line. Holloman's numbers, 691. What you don't see there, though, LT, is that he has had 4 straight 100-yard games, including a career-high 153 yards last week against Carleton.
And he was 3rd at best at the beginning of the year on the depth chart.
Holloman slips this time and will lose about a yard as he went to make his cut to his left.
Well, it appeared that that play was designed to go maybe between the guard and tackle gap on the left side. Holloman saw that it was just bunched up, tried to make a quick cut around in, and he lost his footing.
Holloman, he's quite a story because he wasn't even on the 2 deep chart to begin the season. Trey Milton, the Aggies' starting running back, was hurt during the season. Masari saw some playing time. He got hurt, so Holloman came in and spelled both and has done a good job. 2nd and goal. Quick inside route, and right there to make the tackle is Eric Schmidt. Glenn Adriatico had nowhere to go as the senior linebacker from Mandan, North Dakota, was all over him.
I would assume against the UND defense, this is the type of play that will not work very often. You're trying to work it back into the formation. Adriatico takes the ball. You see his line coming out. He's trying to tuck back up underneath them. Well, the pursuit for UND is coming at you as you see that replay. And, you know, the Sioux defense, 2nd against the run. That was a pass, but again, kind of a running play.
Another 3rd down, and listen to the crowd. Adriatico in motion, far side of the field. Sullivan looks to the corner of the end zone, and it is picked off. Dustin Thornburg with the interception for the Sioux. And they slam the door on the Aggies inside the red zone.
Well, I would have to say that was a poor pass because O'Sullivan did not allow his receiver a chance to catch the ball. You saw there 9 Sioux receivers with at least 1 interception. Well, that interception by Thornburg gives him the team lead at number 8. But O'Sullivan right here on this pass, he doesn't give his receiver a chance to catch it. It has to go over and deeper into the corner because Thornburg's playing catch-up. He doesn't get there. He caught a break because the pass was a little too short.
The pass was perfectly intended for Dustin Thornburg.
Not O'Sullivan's intention.
No, the junior from Forest Lake, Minnesota. Here go the Sioux on offense. 1st and 10 from their own 20.
This will be a run.
The fullback is Blaze Larson. The tailback is Jed Perkarovich, who carries for nearly 10 yards.
Well, the goal for this running game. Go ahead, Dan, I'm sorry.
The offensive line, Kyvik Knutson, Bryant Krause, Butler. The first 5 there are all 5th-year seniors. Butler and Bryant are all conference players. The backs and receivers, Klosterman, Jed Perkarovich, Blaze Larson, the fullback, Dan Graff, an all-conference performer, and Jesse Smith, who has had a big postseason so far for the Sioux. So it was a 1st down carry for Perkarovich. He's the lone back this time. 2 receivers to the near side of the field. And a long count for Klosterman, who swings it out to Dan Graff. Graff will pick up short yardage on that play.
Well, the first 2 plays for UND are 2 of the main things they wanted to find out. One, can they run with a little power? Perkarovich went, 8 yards before almost 7 or 8 yards before he got touched. Man, that makes Chris Mussman, the offensive coordinator, smile. The other thing is, how is UC Davis going to defend Graff?
Brust, Vavau, Kakanando, and Soares, the defensive line for the Aggies. The linebackers are Giel, Bala'o and Tuavai.
How wide it is for Klosterman to work.
What a difference. Again, Perkarovich, good yards, first down for the Sioux as he carries across the 41 to about the 42-yard line. The Aggies secondary, very good cornerbacks, Taylor and Green. Nate Nelson, the strong safety. Tom Watts, the free safety.
The one thing the Aggies do not see throughout the course of the regular season, and we'll see it on this replay, is a team that is a disciplined run-blocking team. UND is much bigger than the defensive line, and they are much better at blocking for the run than anyone else UC Davis has saw this year.
Another first down for the Fighting Sioux. This time, Perkarovich outside. He has the corner inside the 50, and he carries for nearly first down yards. And the Fighting Sioux are running the football at will against the Aggies here to begin the game.
And Ham, I think I see a flag. Did they pick it up, or is it still down on the far side? Oh, they must have picked it up. Nope, they called a quick hold.
I didn't see the flag on the far side of the field. Good eye there, LT.
That could be the hold you saw there as the wideout on the far side trying to spring Perkarovich. But again, if the Fighting Sioux can do what they're doing offensively up front, Klosterman will not have big passing attempt numbers. He might be able to go deep a few times because that sucks the safeties up, and they in the box. 7-8 guys from Cal Davis will have to come up to concentrate on the run.
After the hold, it'll be a first and about 9 for the Fighting Sioux. Klosterman to Schleissner across the middle, and he has about 2 or 3 yards on the play to the 45-yard line.
Well, that particular play has a lot of names for it. A bubble screen is one of the names, and you saw UC Davis try it on their own side, but UND runs this play a lot. It's a little, we'll call it the bubble screen. You pull a couple of guys out, try to get Schleissner going back against the flow inside. UND loves that screen pass,
don't they? And Kelby Klosterman loves the screen pass in general. 2nd and 6 for the Sioux. They need to get to about the 48 of the Aggies for the first down. The give to Perkarovich up the middle, spins near first down territory.
Going to be close on whether he got it or not, Dan. You see some numbers there on Perkarovich, and you have to remember when you see these numbers, Jed missed a big chunk of the season. He injured himself in the NDSU game. But what makes Perkarovich a very good runner is something called, coaches call YAC. Y-A-K, yards after contact. Y-A-C actually, but they still call it YAC. And Perkarovich is phenomenal at it. He's the type of guy you'd call slippery.
Right. Well, you ask people, what makes Jed Perkarovich the back that he is, and he's just a guy that's tough to tackle. He's not overly fast, not overly strong. At 203 pounds, he can break it, but he's just a difficult guy to bring down. And as you saw him there, spin out of a would-be tackler for near first down yards. And
this will be 3rd and short. You see Chad Mustard come into the game, so UND has used a little situation substitution to bring some beef in.
And the beef is big up front. The Sioux 36% this year on 3rd down conversion. Kyvig 250, Bryant 294, Kraus 293, Butler 292, Olson 299. The big Sioux offensive line against a much lighter Aggies defensive line. 3rd and short. Perkarovich has the first down easily. In fact, he'll gain about 5 yards on that play, getting into the secondary of the Aggies.
The other thing that with Perkarovich, Dan, is he's a patient runner. UND on this short yard situation pulls a couple of guys from the right side. Perkarovich waits, gets cleared, and goes in. You saw Big Dave Butler there just looking for someone to hit. He didn't have anybody to hit, and on a short yardage situation, you're going to get the first down if that big guy doesn't have anybody to hit.
Graff and Smith are the receivers to the near side of the field for the Sioux. Perkarovich, the lone running back. Perkarovich, inside handoff. Oh, he was one tackler away from a touchdown there. Nate Nelson, the Aggie strong safety, number 33, made that shoestring tackle. In fact, the removing shoe tackle on Jed Perkarovich. Had he not, that would have been 6 for the Sioux.
Yeah, literally. Like what UND up front, Dan, has been doing, and I've been trying to watch a little bit there. Their motion men are getting tremendous blocks. The pulling guards are getting tremendous blocks. And what the plays designed inside, you run basically right off the hind end of the guy who's pulling. And if you get that first good contact, Perkarovich has been able to just spring it.
Here's a power set for the Sioux. 2 tight ends. Graff in motion to the far side of the field on 2nd and short. And Perkarovich right up the middle. And he's close to first down yardage. Perkarovich, as you said, injured in the NDSU game here at the Alerus Center. Jim Miller from Stanley, North Dakota, filled in. He went down in the St. Cloud game, so Aaron Schwensfire came into the mix, but since Perkarovich has been healthy and really had his comeback game last week against Pitt State. So it's shy of the first down, bringing it 3rd and short for the Sioux. Wistoff in motion, number 47. Perkarovich carries for the first down.
I was watching Blaze Larson, the lead fullback on that particular play, Dan, and just like Butler a few plays ago, here's the guy who is supposed to be the lead blocker, and he is looking for someone to hit. Watch number 49, the lead blocker. If he stays in the screen, Larson, you get a good kick out. You never saw Larson because he's so far off the screen looking for someone to hit, and again, that kick out block, Perkarovich is able to slide right off of it.
2 tight ends set again for the Sioux. Smith to the near side of the field. Graff split to the far side. Perkarovich carries for a short game as he is tackled at about the 30-yard line, and it's Nelson again. You look at these Aggie defenders, and their secondary people really lead their team in tackles. People like Nelson and Green.
And another thing we should mention too, Dan, there's a standard line when you have a matchup of an offense, the power of UC Davis. Well, what's one of the best ways to defend that offense? Keep them off the field. We are 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to play in the opening quarter, and each team has had 1 possession.
Blaze Larson, you see there, the lone back behind Klosterman. Short pass to Jesse Smith. He cuts it up to about the 25-yard line. Yes, this has been a ball control, steady diet of the run for the most part for the Sioux since Thornburg's interception snuffed out the Aggies' opening possession. Jesse Smith has really come on here in the postseason. The speedster from Breckenridge, Minnesota.
Had the 4 touchdowns in the Winona State game. Klosterman threw for 6 and hit Smith 4 times.
3rd and 4 for the Sioux. They need to get to the 19. Schleisner, the lone receiver, to the far side of the field. Klosterman rolling, looking. It's batted down and away from Luke Schleisner, the intended receiver, who is camped out at about the 18-yard line. So the Aggies will hold, and we will see Cameron Paterka.
I was watching Kyvik, number 80. I thought when Kyvik first made his break, I thought that's who Klosterman was looking at when he first came back. He checked off down to the man closer, Schleisner, but Kyvik was open for a split second.
There's a weapon, Cameron Paterka. The spot will be from the 32. This will be a 42-yarder. The kick is blocked. The Aggies block it and then recover. They lose it momentarily. It'll be their possession nonetheless, but the Aggies block the field goal, and they'll go on offense right after this.
When it comes to winter snow removal, you can help prevent serious back injury by using the Dakota Snowblade.
The Dakota Snowblade's bi-directional blade makes it simple and easy to clear your drive and sidewalk in half the time and with half the effort of conventional shoveling. The Dakota Snowblade is so easy to use, the entire family can enjoy it. Recommended by chiropractors for ease in snow removal and relief from pain, let the Dakota Snowblade help you. Pick up your Dakota Snowblade today. Available at local retailers. For more information, check us out at www.snowblade.com.
Strong hands that guide you.
You're never alone with Farmers Union Insurance. Your local agent can help you develop a life insurance plan that will take care of the many financial requirements your family may face, from estate planning to education for your children to retirement income.
Safe in the feeling you're never alone.
Farmers Union Insurance. Protect your family from financial uncertainty.
After the blocked field goal, the Aggies take over at their own 47-yard line. Triple receivers to the far side of the field. O'Sullivan looking deep down in the middle of the field for Oliva, and it's in and out of his hands. Check it, that was Michael Eaglin, the intended receiver. Let's check out the blocked field goal, LT.
Boy, you just don't expect Cameron Paterka to not have the ball fly through the uprights. Right before the break, the change of possessions. And I think it was number 79 who got his hands on it. And believe it or not, he is the Phantom today. We don't have a name that goes with that number.
There's always one Phantom player, isn't there?
Seems like it.
Here's the draw to Holloman, and he is dragged down. No gain on the play. There is Eric Halverson, number 90. You know, Halverson, you talk about the UND defensive line as we did earlier, the fact that they're sometimes overlooked. Halverson a year ago was steady. This year he's grown into a playmaker. 30 tackles, 3.5 sacks on the season. A great compliment to Ben Dixon, the other end, all-conference performer. Then you throw in Casey Blue in the middle.
And Halverson and Dixon, you mentioned those two, very good defensive linemen. They were outstanding wrestlers in high school as well. It's a leverage game.
3rd and 11. Listen to the Sioux fans. I think there's movement. Looked like movement from the left side of that Aggies offensive line. Looked like Eric Trolia, maybe number 74, jumped early for the Aggies. Andrew?
Well, hey, guys, you know, it's an obvious statement when saying this is a battle of offense versus defense. Case in point, UC Davis, they've won 5 games in a row. In 4 of those 5 games, they've scored over 40 points. On the other side, UND, they've also won 5 in a row, and they have allowed over 20 points just one time. So far, UND defense looking good.
Thank you, Andrew Vitalis, the sports director at KMOT in Minot. This game being seen statewide, also in the state of California. To all those fans at the Graduate in Davis today, good to have you with us.
All right.
3rd and 11. O'Sullivan. 3rd and 20, actually. O'Sullivan in a heap of trouble and tried to dump it off to Holloman, but there was nothing going there, and making the defensive play and in big was Josh Christopherson, the junior linebacker out of Cambridge, Minnesota.
Well, we mentioned off the top that O'Sullivan's only been sacked 12 times. Well, he has not been hit very often.
No, he hasn't.
The fact that it blew up the play, disrupted the play, but just the fact that O'Sullivan's keister in his back ended up on the turf is enough to make UND happy.
Chris Schibel, as you see, having a good year, averaging more than 40 yards a punt. Dan Graff, the return man for the Sioux, awaiting at about the 15-yard line. Schibel's punt is high, angling toward the sideline. Graff calls for the fair catch at the 16. We're scoreless here in the first quarter.
let's talk about the best four-season performance cars on the road. The new 2002 Subarus at Muscatel Subaru. Be sure to see the hot new Subaru WRX all-wheel drive sports car, now just $24,495. And check out the all-new Impreza TS all-wheel drive wagon, very affordable at only $18,995. Stop in soon and find out for yourself why Subarus are the best four-season performance cars on the road. Muscatel Subaru Moorhead. In this area, it just makes good sense.
Hi, I'm Ward Muscatel. Stop in and see us at Muscatel Subaru.
Hi, can I help you?
Yeah, what's a Mediterranean chicken sub?
Let me tell you.
It's roasted chicken breast, tangy feta cheese, crunchy cucumber, fresh veggies, Greek dressing, and fresh baked gourmet bread. It's the Mediterranean chicken breast sub. You're gonna love it. Opa! Subway. Eat fresh. Hey!
There is a start. There is a finish. And in the journey between, there are dreams. The NCAA Hall of Champions keeps these dreams alive for you. More than a museum, the NCAA Hall of Champions takes you on an interactive journey. Relive some of the most inspirational moments in collegiate sports history and walk in the steps of a student athlete. At the NCAA Hall of Champions, you'll find something for every fan. Discover what it means to be a champion. The journey begins inside.
Dale Lennon in his third year as head coach of the Sioux. He's all North Dakota. Graduate of Rugby High School, played football here at UND, and quite a record, LT, in just 3 years. 1st and 10 for the Sioux. Play action fake. The throw intended for Kyvig, but it went in and out of his hands.
Well, to go back to Dale Lennon, the fact not only did, his 3 years here have been phenomenal, he had 2 previous years at the University of Marion Bismarck as the head coach. So he has been a head coach 5 years and have been in the playoffs 4 times.
Well, the Sioux setting this play up after a steady dive to Jed Prkarovich, the little play action. And Kyvig had one-on-one. 8 rushes, 44 yards, and look at that average, 5.5. Greg Lotus, one of the offensive line coaches, told us yesterday, joking, hey, all we need to do is average 3.4 yards a play. We'll be fine. Well, we got 5.5 out of this man right here, Jed Prkarovich, who is across the 20 on that carry before Nate Nelson gets another hand on him. And Nelson, the Aggies' strong safety, has been in on a lot of tackles so far today.
But you should say, too, Ham, Lotus, former offensive lineman.
That's right.
Spoken like a true offensive lineman. Kid. When you bring you mentioned Nelson's name, you talked about the tackles they made. What it really does, it sets up play action deep. Sometime, somewhere, UND, I think, should play action or will play action try deep. We're at the end of the quarter.
1 quarter complete. Each team had scoring opportunities. Both come up short. This is the national semifinals. The Sioux nothing, the Aggies nothing.
Succeeding in today's world of manufacturing means leading in the marketplace of ideas. At American Federal, our business bankers are your personal financial advisors. Opening ideas, finding solutions, working hard every day for you.
The best business decision we ever made.
American Federal. We'll take care of it for you.
The University of North Dakota has a rich history of retaining and graduating American Indian students. UND offers 26 American Indian programs, more than any other higher education institution in the U.S. The support services provided by Native American programs enhance student success. Native American programs offer tutoring, academic advising, and financial aid assistance, which makes UND a leader in Indian education. For more information, call 1-800-CALL-UND.
When the weather turns wicked, your safety is the top priority for the KVLY TV11 First Alert Storm Team. Count on Chief Meteorologist Tom Szymanski, Meteorologist Vic Kerr, and weathercaster Andrea Brado to work around the clock to pinpoint and track storms for accurate up-to-the-minute coverage, including road conditions and closings. You'll stay ahead of the storm with the KVLY TV11 First Alert Storm Team, the Valley's choice for local news and weather.
The Sioux defeated Winona State in Pittsburgh. Davis defeated Kingsville and Tarleton to get to this national semifinal game. 3rd and 8 for the Sioux. Klosterman rolling out, looking for Smith, but it's broken up nicely there by Quaman Taylor, the junior cornerback out of Oakland, California. And the Aggies hold on 3rd down.
Well, Taylor and his counterpart on the other side, Carnell Green, are terrific one-on-one, man-to-man defenders. And considering the types of defense, or the types of teams that UC Davis plays throughout the course of the regular year, they're forced to be really, really solid defenders. He closed on the ball well when it was in the air.
Brett Bentow will punt it away for the Sioux. Awaiting the punt is Glenn Adriatico. Adriatico fields at his 36-yard line, gets across the 45, bumps into his own man, and gets inside Sioux territory before being brought down by Craig Riondo, but not before a good return all the way to the Sioux 46.
Adriatico was very, very close. If Riondo does not run him down from behind, then he's got one guy to beat. Now, most return guys don't count the punter as one guy, and I wasn't counting the punter as one guy either. He had one other guy to beat. I know Mitch Perger of the Vikings likes to, argue that point, but
despite the good run back, it's being brought back.
Illegal block in the back.
So that'll back it up
and Graff
to the 35. Yeah, that is Dan Graff.
Along the sideline, right down to our left in the bench.
Check out the block in the back.
Yep, the block on the back came as David Wistoff was going for the... That's the one I thought it was. Wistoff, number 47, was blocked from behind.
O'Sullivan lost it, gets it back, but then he's mowed over by the Sioux defenders. Lee Smith, the sophomore defensive lineman from Dickinson Trinity. If you have watched prep sports here on North Dakota NBC, you've seen Big Lee compete in the high school basketball tournament. There's number 1 for Sac City today for those Sioux students.
Now, they're not used to having to wait this long either. I mean, this is a team again that earlier this year against New Haven, my goodness, was that, talk about Sac City then, those guys were busy that game.
Well, Sullivan, as you see, losing the handle. A big loss on that first down for the Aggies. 2nd and long. O'Sullivan throwing and finding Adriatico to the 44-yard line. A pickup that will only lead them about 3 yards to gain a first down. O'Sullivan, that's nice poise in the pocket there.
Yeah, we talked about how they, meaning UC Davis, likes to kind of shift the pocket, run some bootlegs. Not this time. This is straight 7, look, step up, and boom, your man is open. He found the soft spot in the zone between the safety and the linebackers.
From their own 44, a 3rd and 2 for the Aggies. Holloman, the running back, in motion. O'Sullivan will turn it up, and he is inside the 44, and I think that will be a Davis first down. It is. J.T. O'Sullivan, one of those rare 3-year starters for the Aggies. You know, you want to talk about quarterback when it comes to Division II. How about Ken O'Brien, who quarterbacked the Aggies back in the early 80s? He was a first-round draft pick, played in the NFL. Mike Morosky, the current offensive coordinator, played for 3 different teams in the NFL. Bob Biggs, the head coach,
kind of started
a former quarterback. Kahari Jones, a former UC Davis quarterback, as Holloman carries for good yards to about the 41-yard line. Kahari Jones was a UC Davis quarterback and was the MVP of the Canadian Football League with Winnipeg this year.
Wells Fargo first quarter stats. Rushing, well, if you've been paying any attention, you know UND would be leading that department. Passing yards, not quite 430.
No, not quite.
But UC Davis does have the edge there. Time of possession even, basically because of those both big, long drives.
After the Holloman carry, his best of the day, the Aggies have a first down. O'Sullivan rolling out and sacked by Schmidt. O'Sullivan thought he could cut it back to the near side of the field, but the Sioux defenders were there. And none closes better than Eric Schmidt out of Mandan, the former hurdle champion.
It's that setup, move pocket right, throw back left. O'Sullivan's looking deep left, and his intended receiver was double covered as, this sack-happy team. I mentioned New Haven earlier. There you see 14 sacks in that game, but Riondo and Thornburg had a double team on the deep pass on the throwback.
Adriatico in motion, far side of the field. O'Sullivan swings it out to Eglin. The catch is made, but Thornburg hog ties him out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. Eglin's an interesting story.
Yeah, he's not your ordinary college student.
No, he isn't. Michael Eglin is 29 years old. He enrolled at Cal Berkeley several years ago, played 1 year there, was redshirted, then went into the Atlanta Braves organization, was a double-A All-Star, and then came back to college last year at UC Davis in his second year with the Aggies. Here's a 3rd and a long 5 for the Aggies from the Sioux 38. And the running back is tripped up on the play. Carrying there was Matt Masseri, the sophomore from Grass Valley, California.
I think Josh Murrow, number 98, junior from Maple Grove, Minnesota, got his fingertips on Masseri. Well, maybe not. Murrow was there. He was there at the end, but I don't know if he tripped him or not.
Timeout on the field. The Aggies want to think about this call. We're still scoreless here in this national semifinal game.
When it comes to winter snow removal, you can help prevent serious back injury by using the Dakota Snowblade.
The Dakota Snowblade's bi-directional blade makes it simple and easy to clear your drive and sidewalk in half the time and with half the effort of conventional shoveling. The Dakota Snowblade is so easy to use, the entire family can enjoy it. Recommended by chiropractors for ease in snow removal and relief from pain, let the Dakota Snowblade help you. Pick up your Dakota Snowblade today. Available at local retailers. For more information, check us out at www.snowblade.com.
It's easy to get overloaded during the holidays, especially when it comes to electricity. Don't overload circuits or run cords under rugs or furniture. Toss out decorations with old or frayed cords. And always turn off electric decorations before you leave home or go to bed.
Let's go, kids. Dad's waiting in the car.
Lighten the load and stay safe.
Safety first. A holiday reminder from Otter Tail Power Company.
Bemidji is the natural choice for winter fun. From Bemidji, you can explore the beauty of the wilderness in all directions. The maintained and groomed trails around the Bemidji area offer over 500 miles of touring potential. Most lodging facilities offer direct access to the North Country Trails, so you can start your adventure from your motel door. And Bemidji area offers over 65 miles of cross-country ski trails, including the lighted trail right in Bemidji. Safe, uncrowded, and great fun. Bemidji's North Country Trails.
Glenn Adriatico, the intended receiver, as the Aggies went for it on 4th down, but the pass is complete, so the Sioux will take over on downs.
The Sioux also went for it on this particular play. They brought the house. I think at least 3 linebackers were coming, and O'Sullivan did not have much time at all. That's a long crossing pattern as Adriatico was trying to come from his right side all the way through the formation to the middle, and O'Sullivan did not have enough time to hit him in stride.
A scoreless football game with 11:15 to play here in the first half. The winner goes to Florence, Alabama next Saturday for the Division II National Championship. Blaze Larson, the big fullback from Red Lake Falls, Minnesota, in motion. Klosterman this time will keep and turn it up, and he's across the 40 to about the 42-yard line before being brought down by Kelly Mala'au.
Are you sure? Yeah, I think you got it. And Nelson was there again, too, number 33. I'll take the easy one.
Okay.
You can take Bla'au, and I'll take Nelson. You saw Nelson try to strip the ball. You take every opportunity to force a turnover if you possibly can. We've had 1 turnover in this game, and it's been a big one because it was a pass intended in the end zone.
Good positive yards for Klosterman on 1st down as Jesse Smith goes in motion to the far side of the field. There's Schleissner underneath, and he'll carry to the 49-yard line, which would be good for a Sioux first down.
So the Sioux so far, Dan, and Klosterman have not taken a shot deep.
No, they haven't.
That little bubble type screen. Schleissner tries to slide in behind a couple. Kyvig is out there, number 80, a couple offensive linemen. I did watch Graff on that play. Number 81, you saw him on the sideline earlier. He is back in the game.
1st and 10 for the Sioux. Klosterman 4 of 7 for 17 yards to this point of the game. The give to Prkarovich. The lead blocker is Larson. Prkarovich can't get to the corner, and he's dragged down there, and there's the man again.
Vala'au.
Kelly Vala'au. The 5'10", 212-pound linebacker.
Yeah, that's right. He is 212, not
That's right.
big. This, in fact, the entire defense for UC Davis is not big. Their defensive linemen are all new. They graduated the entire defensive line last year, playing some freshmen down there. Linebackers, they play and make plays with speed.
A 2nd and 11 for the Sioux after the loss of 1 on the play. Under 10 minutes to play here in the first half. Klosterman looking down the middle of the field for Smith, but he was double covered on the play. The Aggies, Quammen Taylor was there along with Nate Nelson.
Yeah, Taylor was the one who was man up that time, and Nelson is the safety who gave him help. But yeah, out of the corner of my eye, as we take a look at this in the replay, I saw Graff spin around, pointed at Klosterman, meaning I was open on this side. Well, I mean, you know, everyone's open when the ball's after the ball's been thrown. But it's still, Graff and Klosterman have hooked up so many times. It's one of those, you know, look for me, buddy. I think I can get him.
Maybe he'll look for number 81 on this 3rd and 11.
But at least it was a shot downfield.
It was. 2 receivers to each side of the field. Prkarovich, the lone running back. Klosterman looking deep, looking for Schleissner, and it's picked off. Nelson has the interception, returns across the 25, across the 35, and then sidesteps out of bounds at about the 37. And actually, that's Rocky Young, number 23, not Nate Nelson, number 33.
It was Nelson, Dan, that had defense initially that popped the ball in the air. Number 33 playing deep safety, and he is challenged deep. Nelson, contact ball, flies, and right to Young. Nelson.
Awfully good defensive coverage again that time by Nate Nelson on Luke Schleissner.
Okay, he closed very, very well. I said open at one stage. He wasn't open when the ball got there.
Here's the give to Holloman. He spins across the 40 to the 41 for about 2 yards on the play. So each team has an interception. Thornburg picked off O'Sullivan in the Aggies' initial possession of the game. And Rocky Young, the sophomore from Arlington, Texas.
UC Davis, you know, we talk about the pass, or they talk about the pass, but this is a team averaging 191 yards rushing a game.
Holloman again, this time he has the corner, but boy, what a tackle there by Craig Riondo, or else Holloman would have had big room to the outside.
Yeah, he would have had 10 or 15 yards more at least. Riondo went all out, number 25 coming up to make the play from his cornerback position, but nothing inside. Holloman pops it outside. Dan mentioned earlier that Holloman has had 4 100-yard rushing games the past 4 times for the Aggies.
Craig Riondo, hometown grown out of Red River High School here in Grand Forks, an all-conference performer. It was a first down carry for Holloman. Masari, the running back. Play action fake to Masari. Pockets closing. Down goes O'Sullivan. The 3rd sack of the day for the Fighting Sioux.
Yep, the Sac City guys go to work again, and they had to wait to make sure he was behind the line of scrimmage. But O'Sullivan has the play fake, and then look at him look long to his right. Well, it was Riondo over there with the coverage, and then it's just fly to the ball.
Boy, great penetration by Eric Halverson. That pocket collapsed in a hurry with Halverson's pressure. Here's a 2nd and 12. You can see O'Sullivan trying to check things off, and listen to the crowd. O'Sullivan for Adriatico. Oh, and he hangs on despite the big hit delivered by Adam Stratton. A first down for the Aggies at the Sioux 30.
Gorgeous route. Adriatico ran a perfect route. Thornburg tried to jump it. Thornburg right now is got burned. He tried to jump the play thinking it was going short, and O'Sullivan being patient, waiting for the play to open up. There is a flag on the field, but a very nice route by that man right there.
That was another tough flag to see because it was on this near side of the field, but that first down reception is nil. The flag will back it up. Now the spot of the penalty is at the 46-yard line, so they will back it up from there. The officials today, by the way, working this national semifinal game are from the South Atlantic Conference. The referee is Larry Honeycutt. The umpire is Myron Hope from the South Atlantic Conference.
That's the man in the white hat, the referee. He's the guy in charge of the stripes.
Well, that beautiful pattern and beautiful concentration by Adriatico goes by the wayside.
It didn't happen.
No, it didn't happen. And they're still double checking and triple checking the spot of the football here as O'Sullivan looks on.
The coaching staff is obviously upset by the Aggies on the far side and where this ball is being spotted.
Look at the coaching staff. It brings a 2nd and 19. We'll call it 19, a long 18. Fake swing pass. Now they go back to Eglin, or check it Oliva, and he's across the 45 before being brought down there by Stratton.
The reason they had to go back to him, Dan, is because Eglin, who you mentioned, was the man they were trying to sneak deep. Well, the safety didn't bite, so he had to come back to his safety valve. Look deep, not there, you check back out. Now that looked like a simple pass, but that's a tough pass to throw. You see O'Sullivan look like he's going forward and then zips it off to his left.
He can really flick it in a hurry if he has to. 3rd and 11. And O'Sullivan will throw it away. He had big-time pressure coming from linebacker Adam Deneke, number 33, who was on the hunt for a possible 4th sack of the day. And the Aggies are forced to punt.
Eric Schmidt was also on the blitz that time, but both Deneke and Schmidt were blitzing from what ends up being away from the play. So the Aggies had the right play called. They just didn't have enough time to try and get it completed. The right play called in that it wasn't into the blitz.
Danny Graff, a 10.8 average in punt returns. Graff will come up and field this ball at the 23. And right there is Rocky Young. We'll be back to Grand Forks after this.
There's a whole lot of Mexican going on at Taco John's. Taco John's.
There's a whole lot of value going on every day at Taco John's. Right now, every Saturday, you can get our famous 6-pack in a pound for only $6.99. That's 6 delicious tacos and a full pound of golden potato olays for only $6.99.
There's a whole lot of Mexican going on at Taco John's. Going on at Taco John's.
Strong hands that guide you.
You're never alone with Farmers Union Insurance. Your local agent can help you develop a life insurance plan that will take care of the many financial requirements your family may face, from estate planning to education for your children to retirement income.
Safe in the feeling you're never alone.
Farmers Union Insurance. Protect your family from financial uncertainty.
If you think Wells Fargo is only checking accounts, you're not seeing the whole picture. Wells Fargo Portfolio Management Account, mutual funds, annuities, stocks and bonds. Talk to one of our representatives about how to start reaching your goals today. Now you get the picture. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
First and 10 for the Sioux at their own 29. Dan Hammer, Lee Timmerman. Hope you're all enjoying this football game across the state of North Dakota, the region, and the country. And a special welcome to all you fans in California watching today. To give to Perkarovich for a short carry.
Well, after the initial drive where Perkarovich was able to get, sometimes 8 yards before contact, Jed has been bottled up a little bit more from this defense.
The Bradall down and distance, 2nd and 9, brought to you by the North Dakota Association of Trial Attorneys. Second and a long 9 for the Sioux. Klosterman, a long count at the line of scrimmage. Looks and finds Jesse Smith, and he has a first down. Smith out to the 41-yard line. Smith's emergence here late in the season, especially in the postseason, really makes UND a tough team to defend on the outside because you have Graff with great speed, Luke Schneisner who's had a great year, and then you throw Smith into the act.
Number 1 on the defense there, Taylor. The safeties right now, because of that run, are starting 5 or 6 yards behind the ball is all. So Taylor and his counterpart Green have to give a little bit more probably on the outside than they would like.
16 yards a catch on the average for the junior from Breckenridge, Minnesota. He feels comfortable in green. The Cowboys there wear the same colors. Look out! Klosterman completes it to Perkarovich, who fumbles.
Still
I
a
thought
live
the ball went out of bounds, but it's still a loose ball. At the 32, who has it? Let's wait for the initial call. The Aggies have the ball. We still have no official call.
Without official, Dan, standing on the sideline. Oh,
UND football. What a weird play that was.
Let's see what we can see.
What, Kelby Klosterman.
Well, Perkarovich saw his quarterback in trouble, made the read up.
Didn't this ball go out of bounds?
Ooh. It got kicked back in.
It got kicked from a man who's partly out of bounds. Right? Well, the bottom line is that it's...
I think the Sioux were going to get the ball anyway. They just got a few extra yards out of the play.
Suddenly, they're inside the Aggies' 29. 4:35 to play. First half, a scoreless football game from the Alerus Center, the jammed Alerus Center in Grand Forks. The fullback, Blaze Larson, carries to nearly the 25-yard line.
I believe most observers heading into this game, when you say, Dan, with about 4.5 minutes left to go in the half, a scoreless football game, they go, what?
Would be surprised. I'd like to see that replay again on the ball that looked like it was kicked back into play by a man who was out of bounds. So we have a chance we'll do that. Klosterman, as you see, looking to the sidelines.
Changing the play.
On a 2nd and 7 for the Sioux. Their lone scoring opportunity came on their first possession, but Cameron Paterka's field goal was blocked. Klosterman pump fake. Oh, he's got a man wide open. Touchdown! Danny Graff. He had all kinds of room between here and the nearest defender. It's a 26-yard touchdown, and the Sioux take a 6-0 lead.
Oh, Mr. Taylor, he got bit and bit hard on the pump fake,
didn't he?
Graff is now added one to his record as the all-time receiving leader for touchdowns, and he was wide open, ran straight up the seam, the pump to the outside, froze Taylor, and Graff had easy picking.
I tell you what, there's 10 yards between Danny Graff and the D-back by the time Graff catches the ball, because as you said, he took it hook, line, and sinker. Paterka for the extra point. Good. And it's good. The Sioux leads 7-0.
Come the home of economy furniture. when only the best will do.
There's no place like home for the holidays, and there's no sale like Home of Economy's Home for the Holidays Furniture Sale. Save on sofas, love seats, grandfather clocks, dining sets, and more. Plus, take an additional 5% off the sale prices with a $5 donation of food or cash to the Grand Forks Food Cupboard. Happy holidays from Home of Economy, Highway 81 North, Grand Forks, with free delivery up to 100 miles.
Agriculture is your life, your livelihood. It's what drives you. Shouldn't your lender share your dedication to agriculture? At Ag Country Farm Credit Services Fargo-Moorhead and Farm Credit Services Grand Forks, we do. We have a tradition of personal service, of getting out and working with the people in our region's agricultural community to serve their financial needs. Dedicated to your success.
Commitment.
Sure, we're athletes, but we're committed to intellectual excellence.
Encouragement.
The leadership here is amazing. It's totally dedicated to creating greatness.
Development.
It's an opportunity for me to develop the skills I'll need to succeed.
Opportunity.
It's a learning experience like no other. I'm learning to be a better leader.
The NCAA Foundation Leadership Conference, educating future leaders for a lifetime of success.
The Sioux go 71 yards in a little more than 2 minutes. Dan Graff, a 25-yard touchdown catch. The 6-foot senior from Aberdeen, South Dakota. Paterka, the kicking off. Leading deep is Tom Watts. Oh, look at that collision. Eric Schmidt says, good afternoon, Mr. Watts. The power was just shut off.
I thought Bubba Schweigert probably in a nutshell described Eric Schmidt in one line better than anything else. He said that Schmidt plays every play like this is the play that's going to change the game. I mean, he just goes all out all the time, and there he is.
What a year Eric Schmidt has had. 10 sacks, 3 interceptions. How many times do you see a linebacker possess those kind of numbers with both picks and sacks? Holloman carries. Guess who's there? Number 40, riding him high and says, you aren't going anywhere else, buddy.
Well, that's because he obviously had help from the big guys. Casey Blue, number 99, was in there helping bottle it up. And you'll see a perfect shot of it right here. Number 40 coming off the edge. Eric Schmidt. Holloman has no place to go. Schmidt catches up to him.
How many times have North Central Conference offensive looked up and saw number 40 come off the edge this year? He's done it with frequency. 2nd and 10 for the Aggies from their own 21. Under 3 minutes to play first half. 7-0 Sioux. Here comes Schmidt on the blitz. He dumped it out to Holloman, but he dropped it, and O'Sullivan had to hurry that play because number 40 was coming hard. Andrew Vitalis, go ahead.
All right, Dan, well, thanks to that touchdown, I'm telling you, it is loud down here. You can't even hear yourself think, which is affecting UC Davis on offense, especially when they're on this side of the field, because if you look across the way, the UND band is right down playing and making it very difficult for the offense of UC Davis to communicate.
Speaking of the noise, here it comes on a 3rd and 10 for the Aggies. They moved. Cholia, number 74, moved again. And you got to believe the noise had something to do with it, as O'Sullivan says, what are we to do?
And Adam Stratton was sneaking. The safety was sneaking. He was coming on this play. See if we can pick up a little movement. Yep, there it is.
And you know, Dixon kind of got him to bite on that.
Give him a little flinch.
Give him a little flinch, and Cholia bit on it. It backs it up.
Of course, a blitz is a risk-reward type of thing. Stratton that time was sneaking up, but it was also to the same side where 3 receivers are, just like this formation. Here he comes again.
Here comes Stratton sneaking up again. Deneke blitzes. Quick pass. Bobbled and caught by Adriatico across the 35 to 36 and a first down.
Well, because of the blitz, there is more Aggies in the area of the ball right now than there is UND defensive players. So it gets knocked up in the air. Adriatico is right there to could have the tip.
Well, the Sioux had a weird play to keep their scoring drive alive. On the pass to Perkarovich, who fumbled, the Sioux got it back. I guess the Aggies figure, well, one for you, one for us. 1st and 10 for UC Davis. A tradition-rich program. O'Sullivan looking for Avery Attico on the far sidelines, but he and Riondo were tied up at about the 45, and that kind of broke up that route.
He was out of bounds. He meaning Adriatico. So that could have went, and people could have screamed and yelled, and it wouldn't have counted had it been completed, because stepped out of bounds at about the 48. This will be after it already. Adriatico is saying, "Where's the flag?"
Exactly.
I got knocked out of bounds.
Looking at the official and pointing his right arm out. UC Davis this year has its 32nd consecutive winning season, the longest in Division II football. They play an independent schedule. O'Sullivan dumps it to his tight end, who lost his shoe, but gets the first down. Look at the shoe. That went 15 yards, for crying out loud.
The shoe.
My goodness.
I thought it was the football at first, and then no one was running after it. So
Joe Bandel, the tight end. Now watch his shoe here, folks. Folks, we have liftoff. Hey, and it's end over end. Good style by Bandel.
Josh Christopherson did slip, Dan. That's one of the reasons Bandel was so wide open.
Well, after a first down and a 15-yard shoe, the Aggies go back to work. Adriatico had to go in and out of his hands at the 47.
O'Sullivan just does not have enough time right now, Dan, to set up and do what he wants to do downfield. I mean, the Fighting Sioux are putting pressure on him. He had to go to his relief valve way earlier than he wanted to. Case tries to step in the pocket. Oop, no pocket. So he heaves it to the right side. The pass is dropped.
Yeah, Mike O'Neill and Travis O'Neill really closing things off for O'Sullivan. Under 2 minutes to play here in the first half. O'Sullivan, 9 of 17 and 72 yards. The 2nd and 10, Holloman carries, finding some room and carrying inside the 40-yard line before Schmidt chased him down.
That is the best play running-wise that the offensive line for the Aggies have had in this game. They were picture perfect on the left side, sealing off and allowing the hole to open up. I mean, that was pretty. That's how you draw it up for an offensive line coach, just like that.
Hard to imagine Holloman wasn't even on the two-deep chart to begin the season. My goodness. What's that tell you about the depth that UC Davis has at the running back position? Oliva in motion to the far side of the field. Here's the screen to Holloman. He's got 3 blockers in front of him. He's got some big room inside the 25, inside the 20, all the way to the Sioux 18. With a minute 25 to play now in the half, the Aggies are in scoring position, and that was executed beautifully.
Well, this game has been kind of a punch and then punch back. I mean, a couple of long drives. We had a couple of turnovers. And now a scoring chance right here. And yeah, that was a nice screen play action to the wide side. Holloman has a lot of blockers to choose from before Thornburg was there to hit him.
Well, they had a rare turnover in their first trip inside the red zone. Let's see what the Aggies can do here. Trailing 7-0, late first half. The swing pass to Masseri, but he dropped it. Thornburg, you get a look at him there with the big tattoo on his right arm.
Little swing pass, Masseri, number 22, trying to get outside. Actually, it was a play with Schmidt on that particular on the wide side of the field. Well, it would have worked nicely because Schmidt had overran the play and Masseri got outside of it.
Plenty of time for the Aggies. 1:09. They have 2 timeouts left. 2nd and 10. O'Sullivan looking, throws him to a spot that was intended for Adriatico, but O'Sullivan threw it about 4 yards to the outside of Adriatico.
It might have been for Oliva. Oliva and Adriatico are talking back and forth going, well, is that yours or is that mine?
Well, if the receivers are confused as to who it was intended for, that was right between the two of them. 3rd and 10. 1:05 to play first half. North Dakota 7, UC Davis nothing. Quick count, swing pass. to Oliva, and Oliva carries to the 10-yard line. Well short of the first down, and the Aggies, of course, will try to tag 3 on the board here with the clock ticking. Now their kicker is another interesting story. On to try the field goal attempt will be Courtney Williams, the freshman from Pleasanton, California, who before this year never even put on a football uniform. In fact, he didn't know how to put his shoulder pads on at the beginning of the year. He has a couple of buddies on the team, one being J.T. O'Sullivan, and they were out kicking one day, and O'Sullivan said, hey, why don't you try out for the football team? He did, and he won the kicker's job. This from 27 yards. Williams' kick is up, and it's no good. The Aggies 0 for 2 inside the red zone today, after having been so successful, and the Sioux still lead 7-0.
Sometimes people depend on you to be somewhere, even in the toughest winter conditions. That's why you can rely on a Honda snowblower from the Tool Crib of the North. With features like Honda's legendary Easy Start overhead valve engine, user-friendly controls, and track drive for sure gripping traction without chains. So when others depend on you to be there, you can depend on a Honda to get you on your way.
Acme Electric, Tool Crib of the North.
Hi, can I help you?
Yeah, what's a Mediterranean chicken sub?
Let me tell you.
It's roasted chicken breast, tangy feta cheese, crunchy cucumber, fresh veggies, Greek dressing, and fresh baked gourmet bread. It's the Mediterranean chicken breast sub. You gotta love it. Opa! Subway. Eat fresh. Hey!
Mayport Insurance is your farm agency of today and tomorrow. Hi, I'm Larry McGillis. At Mayport Insurance, our knowledgeable, innovative staff stays up to date on industry changes, products, and coverages. We're always able to offer you the best coverage for your needs. Let us tailor your farm future. Call 1-800-448-7999 to find out how Mayport Insurance can work for you. Remember, Mayport Insurance, you never get a bummer from the Hummer.
At the Alerus Center in Grand Forks, North Dakota, off the missed field goal with 19 seconds left, the Sioux will just take the snap here to end the first half. UC Davis, with 2 possessions inside the red zone. They come up empty both times. And I think most folks would be surprised by this score at the half. North Dakota 7, not in terms of who's ahead and who's not ahead, but the lack of points that were scored in the first half.
Yeah, only 1 touchdown, and boy, I mean, to hold this high-powered offense that scores over 40 points a game is pretty darn good to have them goose-egged through the first half.
And we go to Andrew Vitalis. Andrew?
All right, thanks, guys. Here with Bob Biggs. You have to be happy with the way your offense is moving the ball, but they're not having anything to show for it on the scoreboard.
Yeah, we've missed two big opportunities. Had a chance to score early there and through the interception and the missed field goal. And against a good team, you can't do that.
You mentioned a good team. On the other side of the ball, you have to be happy with your defensive performance as well.
Defense is playing great. They're coming up with some big plays and some key turnovers. And, yeah, they're playing real well.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Okay. Good luck.
Okay.
Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Andrew. Bob Biggs, the former quarterback himself at UC Davis. We're at the half here at the Alerus Center in Grand Forks, where the Sioux lead the Aggies 7-0.
Bemidji is the natural choice for winter fun. From Bemidji, you can explore the beauty of the wilderness in all directions. The maintained and groomed trails around the Bemidji area offer over 500 miles of touring potential. Most lodging facilities offer direct access to the North Country Trails, so you can start your adventure from your motel door. And Bemidji area offers over 65 miles of cross-country ski trails, including the lighted trail right in Bemidji. Safe, uncrowded, and great fun. Bemidji's North Country Trail.
There's a good reason why we call ourselves the Truck Headquarters. Hi, I'm Laurel Nelson from Nelson Ford in Fergus Falls. It's because we have an incredible selection of hardworking trucks. Trucks that haul, trucks that tow, trucks that work as hard as you do. We have the new F-150s to 350s, Super Cruise to Super Duties, but we also have the used truck you need. All local trade-ins, including 3/4 and 1-ton diesels. So come in and see why we call ourselves the Truck Headquarters. Nelson Ford in Fergus Falls, your Best Buy dealer, always.
Stay with the best. Stay with the legendary, the newly remodeled Fargo Holiday Inn. Dramatically transformed to make your next stay extraordinary. Your family adventure begins with spacious guest rooms. Next stop, Shipwreck Bay Water Playland, a replica pirate ship featuring 5 children's water slides. Hungry? The Holiday Inn offers outstanding food and beverage service, from casual to fine dining. Stay with the best. The Fargo Holiday Inn.
When a big story breaks, when the weather turns wicked, when there's a big play, when tough questions need answers, experience counts. One team sets the pace in local news, the team with experienced leadership. KBLY News 11 with Charlie, Robin, Darren, Tom, and Dan. KBLY News 11, the Valley's choice for local news, because experience counts.
Welcome back to the Alerus Center. We are at half, 7-0 in favor of the Sioux. I'm here with Roger Thomas, the AD for University of North Dakota, a guy who also knows his football, former coach here. Take me through what you think here in the first half.
Well, it was a battle. I think both teams, you get used to the excitement of the game, and I think they both battled that at the beginning because everybody's playing so high. But it was great to shut them out. That's a 40-point offense, and that's what's carried our football team all year. And then that score late in the second quarter was big to have the lead at the half.
Can you sum up how special this year has been around this football team? It just seems week after week they impress you even more.
Well, 10 home games, who would have thought that? And to be in this game, and all of the athletes on our football team that made all conference, first, second team, and honorable mention, about half of the guys in the league. And the same thing on the academic team. So most of our starters were either all-league and the academic all-league. It's an incredible senior class.
And you like to have a home game when you're in a facility such as this. As a matter of fact, 2 facilities. This and the Ralph Engelstad Arena. How special has it been to be a part of that? And have you felt that the community has embraced it?
Well, look around today. The crowds, we will draw 100,000 people here for football this year, which is kind of unheard of. And the crowds, the sellouts night after night at Engelstad, and just the other events that have been brought to Grand Forks through the buildings, tournaments, and concerts. I think Grand Forks is in just a great mode right now. And again, today probably is reflective of how the people have gotten on board with this and supported the university athletic program as well as the facilities.
So many positives with something like this. As a sportscaster, you have to think of the recruits and the value of having a facility like this. I would imagine that's just an added plus.
Well, it is, and obviously this recruiting class that's leading, a couple that are leading our team now came here with the hope that this facility would be built and they could play their last year or 2 in here. And now there's a lot of young guys out there, hopefully even watching today, that just take a good look and say, we've got a great university academically, and then we have a chance to play in just a wonderful environment like this. This is crazy. It's great.
Well, congratulations on the success, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We are at the half. UND 7, UC Davis nothing. The winner advances to the national championship game. We'll have more in just a minute.
Mayport Insurance is your farm agency of today and tomorrow. Hi, I'm Larry McGillis. At Mayport Insurance, our knowledgeable, innovative staff stays up to date on industry changes, products, and coverages. We're always able to offer you the best coverage for your needs. Let us tailor your farm future. Call 1-800-448-7999 to find out how Mayport Insurance can work for you. Remember, Mayport Insurance, you never get a bummer from the Hummer.
'Twas only weeks until Christmas, and all through the store, the shoppers were saving like never before. And you'll save too at Crafts Direct Discount Seasonal Warehouse. Save 50% and more off the white take price on all of your holiday decorations, trees, wreaths, garland, and more. Save 50% and more on unique gift items for the heart to buy for. Over 7,000 square feet of holiday savings and shopping fun. Hurry in. When it's gone, it's gone. The Discount Seasonal Warehouse, East Grand Forks.
Creating change through a commitment to the total growth and development of the student athlete, teaching the tools for success in life. developing individuals with the knowledge to effectively communicate and affect change on campus and in the community. Giving student athletes the opportunity to become passionate, engaged, service-oriented leaders. The NCAA Foundation Leadership Conference, educating future leaders for a lifetime of success.
Let's talk about the best four-season performance cars on the road. The new 2002 Subarus at Muscatel Subaru. Be sure to see the hot new Subaru WRX all-wheel drive sports car, now just $24,495. And check out the all-new Impreza TS all-wheel drive wagon, very affordable at only $18,995. Stop in soon and find out for yourself why Subarus are the best four-season performance cars on the road. Muscatel Subaru Moorhead. In this area, it just makes good sense.
Hi, I'm Ward Muscatel. Stop in and see us at Muscatel Subaru.
This is the Farmers Union Insurance Halftime Report. Farmers Union Insurance, where you are never alone. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent for all your insurance needs. At the Alerus Center in Grand Forks, North Dakota, the Division II National Semifinals, where the Sioux lead the Aggies of UC Davis 7-0. We go back to Andrew Vitalis.
Well, thank you very much, Dan Hammer. You know, a big part of UND's success this season has been their rock-solid defense. It's nationally ranked among the top 5 easily. And as Mike Carey reports, he gives us just 2 examples on why this defense has been so successful.
Senior linebacker Travis O'Neal leads the Sioux defense with 75 tackles and 4 sacks. Senior linebacker Eric Schmidt has tallied 60 tackles with 10 sacks. Together, they've provided the 1-2 punch that's kept opponents on their heels all season long.
They're pretty talented guys, and they've played hard. They play every play like it's going to be a chance to make a big play and an opportunity to turn the momentum of the game around.
Saturday, the pair led the defense to their most dominating performance of the season, holding the Pitt State offense scoreless for the first time since 1982. For Schmidt and O'Neal, respect is mutual, and both provide a little fuel for each other's fire.
He's the best linebacker I've ever played with. As far as size, speed, and he just has everything, you know, all those qualities that you like in a linebacker, and he just does everything well.
We're good friends, and, you know, we like to give each other some crap every once in a while, so, you know, we joke around quite a bit out on the football field, but I tell him that he's unstoppable, and he says the same thing to me, and we just kind of joke around.
But it's no laughing matter when you're on the other side of the ball.
Both Travis and Eric are not worried about getting cut blocked. They're going to take a chance and make a play, and if they get cut, they're going to get back up on their feet and get after it again. And they both play so hard, and that's what makes them great players.
Wow, what a special season those 2 players have had. And for more, let's throw it upstairs to Dan Hammer with a very special guest.
Thank you, Andrew. Joining us is University of North Dakota President Dr. Charles Kupchella. Dr. Kupchella, thanks for stopping up today. UC Davis and North Dakota, in these days of some questioning whether college athletic fits into the scheme in terms of academics and all of those things, I think your university and UC Davis are kind of shining stars in all of that, are they not?
Oh, it's incredible, Dan. I'll tell you, I think we played this calendar year, we're playing for the 3rd national title. We win this game in intercollegiate sports. And we do it with students. That's really amazing. You know, in light of the Knight Commission report about all the troubles with intercollegiate athletics, this is how it's supposed to be done.
And this is a showcase today of 2 of the better Division II programs in the country. There is something called the Sears Cup, which is given annually to the top overall athletic program in Division II. This past year, UC Davis was number 1. Number 2 is North Dakota.
Right, exactly. And we've been in the top 10, I think, for the last several years. Yeah.
There are so many exciting things going on at the university. The Odegaard Aerospace Science has been recognized by the FAA as an outstanding facility. The new athletic facilities. This is really a time of much positive things at the UND.
Oh, we've got a lot to be proud of, that's for sure. Can you imagine one year in which we'd move into 2 venues like the Alerus and the Engelstadt Arena? And to move all your fans from one of those to the other and have to do them both in the same year.
Yeah, and Roger's sometimes thinking, you know, I should have stayed on as a football coach. That's a lot easier.
I have to give him a pep talk every now and then, just to keep him straight. He's under a lot of pressure, of course, to get all that and make it all happen.
Dr. Kupchella, some of your mates around the North Central Conference in roles of presidents have given the green light for their schools to investigate the options of possibly moving up a division. Where do you personally and where does the university sit in regards to those issues?
Well, first of all, I'm not sure that particular direction is up. I mean, I came from an institution that had made that move 2 years ago, and it was decidedly down. I mean, after this kind of an atmosphere at Division II, when they made the move, and for many years thereafter, it was quite a downer for those schools. And so it remains to be seen whether it can be done in an upward trajectory. We here, of course, having Division I hockey, and this year we're planning to begin developing Division I women's hockey.
Yep.
That's a lot on our plate and a lot that we'll need to do and find the resources just to do that. We remain open to all possibilities, however, but no real interest here at UND in moving anywhere other than where we are.
Dr. Kupchella, nice visiting with you today. It's been quite a season for Fighting Sioux Athletics, and we congratulate you.
Thank you.
We're at the half here at the Alerus Center in Grand Forks, the Division II National Semifinals, where the Sioux lead the Aggies of UC Davis 7-0.
Stay with the best. Stay with the legendary. The newly remodeled Fargo Holiday Inn. Dramatically transformed to make your next stay extraordinary. Business traveler, relax in King Executive Guest Rooms with world-class service you can depend on. The Fargo Holiday Inn has flexible space to host intimate groups of 6 to convention-sized groups of over 1,400. And your banquet will be exceptional when prepared and served by our hospitality professionals. Stay with the best. The Fargo Holiday Inn.
When it comes to winter snow removal, you can help prevent serious back injury by using the Dakota Snowblade.
The Dakota Snowblade's bi-directional blade makes it simple and easy to clear your drive and sidewalk in half the time and with half the effort of conventional shoveling. The Dakota Snowblade is so easy to use, the entire family can enjoy it. Recommended by chiropractors for ease in snow removal and relief from pain, let the Dakota Snowblade help you. Pick up your Dakota Snowblade today. Available at local retailers. For more information, check us out at www.snowblade.com.
Valley Wireless is your FM Unicell dealer, and while looking for ways to simplify your life, they found something very simple: freedom. Just sign up for the Unicell Rover package and Valley Wireless will give you a Nokia phone free. Your first month service, free. 2 months of roadside service, free. And training for your new phone, that's free too, plus unlimited minutes. After that, you pay only $32.95 a month. So, for a little freedom, it's simple. Stop by Valley Wireless, your FM Unicell dealer.
Welcome back to the Farmers Union Insurance Halftime Report. Farmers Union Insurance, where you are never alone. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent for all your insurance needs. The other national semifinal game being played in North Carolina today in the third quarter. Grand Valley State of Michigan leading Catawba 13-7 LTM. A little surprised by that score because Grand Valley State lost its Harlan Hill finalist quarterback Kurt Annis early in the playoffs, but yet here they are with the lead against Catawba.
Obviously doing something right, trying to get to that next step like these two teams are playing before you.
Well, let's recap what happened in the first half here at the Alerus Center, where the Sioux lead the Aggies 7-0. Aggies on their first possession drove into the red zone of UND, but that's when the Sioux came up with a big defensive play.
O'Sullivan's pass was short, and Thornburg made him pay for it. Oliva was open in the deep corner. He didn't have a chance to catch it.
UND, meantime, would get on the board with the help of a rather strange play. Quarterback Kelby Klosterman avoiding the rush, throwing to Jed Perkarovich, who fumbles, and then the ball is kicked back into play.
Even though it was out of bounds.
Even though it was out of bounds.
The Sioux end up with it. The drive continues.
And that leads to this Klosterman to Dan Graff touchdown pass.
Graff right up the seam. Taylor, the defender, number one, well, he made the number one mistake. He bit on the fake.
Kelby Klosterman's third touchdown pass of the season. It covered 25 yards, and that's the lone score of the first half. Courtney Williams, the first-year kicker for UC Davis, tried to get his team on the board late with 21 seconds left, but his field goal attempt went wide left. And so we are 7-0 at this half. The Wells Fargo stats report. UND has rushed for 55 yards, UC Davis 40. Total yards favoring the Aggies, 175 to 138. And the Aggies also have the edge in time of possession, which UND thought would be a real key stat today.
Well, and I think one of the reasons it's not, Dan, is because of the 55. That is not as many yards as UND I thought they would have after just blowing it out in that power game right off the bat. You know, Perker-Everett was just running, just going all crazy, and they shut him down.
Andrew Vitalis.
All right, thank you. Here at Dale Lennon, your defense in that first half, a bend but not break philosophy. You held them twice in the red zone.
Yeah, we're fortunate that they don't have any points on the board right now, and it's something that hopefully we can do a little more offensively, control the football, not give the turnovers, and just, play a solid half of football coming up here.
You're in the lead right now. Any individual adjustments that you made there in the locker room?
Well, it's just going to come down to just going out there and getting it done, and, that's what the whole focus was at halftime, us playing our game.
All right, good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Guys, back up to you.
Thank you, Andrew. A packed house here at the Alerus Center. Sioux leading the Aggies 7-0.
A healthy lifestyle just got more convenient. Salad Express is now open in South Fargo. Get fresh, healthy salads for pickup or business delivery. Call Salad Express at 451-9077. If you have to eat on the run, why not make it healthy? Salad Express has up to 50 different salads to choose from. Our salad menu is constantly growing and changing to meet the customer's demands. Let us all eat healthy and enjoy. Stop by Salad Express in the South University Square, Fargo, or call for delivery.
If you have one of these, throw it in the closet. Why? Because the all-new leather Fighting Sioux jackets by G3 with the new Sioux logo are in at Home of Economy. Beautiful 100% soft-touch Napa cowhide feels great and looks great. It's the perfect gift for your favorite Sioux fan. Supplies are limited, so hurry in and get yours today at Home of Economy. And the prices? That's why they're called
Home of Economy, where your dollar buys more.
Checking and savings accounts are just two pieces. At Wells Fargo, we have lots of ways to help take your finances to the next stage. Wells Fargo Portfolio Management Account, IRAs, mutual funds, online brokerage. It's time to talk to a Wells Fargo representative about reaching your goals today. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
All our lives, all we wanted to do was play basketball. Basketball brought us so close to our dreams. As we got older, basketball got easier. Life got harder. And for us, one single bet, one simple step can take us in the wrong direction. Don't cross that line. The only thing we should be betting on is ourselves.
Back at the Alerus Center in Grand Forks in this Division II National Semifinal game between the Aggies of UC Davis and the Fighting Sioux of North Dakota. The winner is Bama bound. Florence, Alabama, and Brawley Stadium, the home of the Division II National Championship game 1 week from today. UC Davis has played in one national title game back in 1982, came up short in its bid. The Fighting Sioux, meantime, looking for their first ever trip to the national championship game. Hey, the Aggie Band is here today.
Yeah, they performed at halftime. Again, the Aggies in this Final Four last year, so they've been just so close.
Well, last year they hosted Bloomsburg. Bloomsburg scored 29 points in the fourth quarter at Davis to beat the Aggies. That game stung quite a while. Here's Danny Graff. Good return average, but the kick will be to the short man, caught at the 22, and it was fair caught. I did see the right arm go up into the air as Josh Kotelnicki, the linebacker who really doesn't return many kicks.
Well, no, in fact, I think that's a good indication because Josh is putting his hands up, telling the guys behind you, I got it. I will catch this one. Well, as soon as you put your hand up, it's a fair catch and you can't run it. That's why he's a linebacker.
Well, he's shaking his head right there. He's saying, I kind of forgot that when I do put my hand up, that's a fair catch. So the Sioux got to work.
And he gets no return yardage for that either.
That's right.
His name won't even be in the stats for carrying the ball.
At the 22. Some movement along the line of scrimmage, and Perkarovich carries across the 25, flag on the far side of the field.
Offense moved, I think.
Klosterman against Winona State, unbelievable. 6 touchdown passes, tying the NCAA Division II playoff record.
It was a 42-point game for the Sioux that day, over 500 yards of total offense, a season high.
At the beginning of the spring,
that's when
Kelby Klosterman came to Chris Mussman, the offensive coordinator, and said, listen, I want more. Give me more with this offense. And they did put in a lot. And by the end of the first week at two-a-days this past fall, they had about 90% of their offense in already.
It sounds weird to say that after 19 touchdown passes last year, he wasn't asked to do a lot last year.
Off the Aggies penalty, it's a 1st and 5 for the Sioux. Oh, look at the big old boys leading the way here for Perkarovich, who carries across the 40. But again, as you've said before, there's UND linemen looking for people to block, but not finding anybody to block.
Well, Ham, you said big old boys. I looked at one of the smallest boys out there, number 89, Luke Schleisner. He had the sealed block. He came in motion a little bit, and then Schleisner had to block that. Did allow Perkarovich to get outside, but boy, when your wideouts block and are good at it, that opens up things outside.
Ben Olson, number 76, didn't have to block anybody because of the play that you just talked about. So after the positive gain for the Sioux, they go to work, 1st and 10 from their own 42, leading 7-0. McKibb to the fullback, Blaze Larson, and he's too near midfield with that carry.
I know I like football, and I can tell one of the reasons I like it because I watched Chad Mustard on that play, and I got a big smile because Mustard absolutely wastes his guy.
You can see it.
He is on his butt, and it opens up the hole, but blocking, tackling, that's the nuts and bolts of the game. You block well, you move the ball.
Blaze Larson, 6'5", 228 from Red Lake Falls, Minnesota. 8 yards on the Blaze Larson carry. 2nd and short for the Sioux. Perkarovich, big hole, but it closed quickly. Closing the hole nicely was Nate Hackett, number 41 for the Aggies, the son of Paul Hackett.
And Paul Hackett, University of Southern California. And he was, an offensive coordinator for a while with the Kansas City Chiefs. Yep, Nathan, his son, getting in on that tackle.
And Aggie was slowed up on the play. That's Josh Vabau, number 97, will break away with the Sioux leading 7-0.
Hi, can I help you?
Yeah, what's a Mediterranean chicken sub?
Let me tell you.
It's roasted chicken breast, tangy feta cheese, crunchy cucumber, fresh veggies, Greek dressing, and fresh baked gourmet bread. It's the Mediterranean chicken breast sub. You're gonna love it. Opa! Subway. Eat fresh. Hey!
When we shine as one, working together, we stand so strong. When we shine as one, our power forever will be together as one.
30 years ago, I started out as a biology student in a lab something like this one. If you're interested in the sciences, please consider the University of North Dakota in Grand Forks. Whether it's biology, chemistry, or physics, students have access to outstanding facilities and faculty. We also offer nearly 150 other fields of study, along with a strong liberal arts background. With a degree in the sciences, you can do anything. You could even become a university president.
Josh Vavau, the 6'2", 265-pound junior defensive tackle, left the field for the Aggies. He looks to be okay.
I think they're retaping an ankle on the far side.
1st and 10 for the Sioux, inside Aggies territory.
Davis does a lot of moving on their defensive line, and so far it hasn't been too big of a problem for UND.
Klosterman across the middle to Blaze Larson. Keeps his feet. Larson inside the 40, inside the 30, and driven out of bounds at the 28-yard line.
Well, the key thing you said there, Dan, was feet. He's the fullback, and he has good feet. Why? Because he used to strap on the skates. That makes a big, big difference.
14 yards on the pickup and a 1st down for the Sioux.
It's that same type of screen action, cutting back across, and Larson just chugging as hard as he can to the other side. Get what he can get.
3 Aggies there because the big old boy, 6'5", 228 pounds, is tough to bring down. The Sioux driving on their opening possession of the 3rd quarter. Jesse Smith in motion to the near side of the field. Perkarovich, the lone setback. This is the 2nd time we've seen this play today. Klosterman turns it up and gets to about the 25, but Quammen Taylor was there quickly for the Aggies.
Well, UND is really trying hard, Dan, to get that seal, to try to seal the defense inside. This time it was David Wistoff, number 47, who helped get the block. Then it lets the big guys get out front, pulling on the play and trying to lead Klosterman around there. Well, I mentioned Chad Mustard had a good block, so they're really, especially on the side of the field the cameras are on, they're really trying to seal that and break it outside.
They got 5 yards the first time they ran that play back in the first half. They get about 5 yards on the most recent carry. Graff this time in motion to the near side of the field. Klosterman, straight drop, looks across the middle, finds Jesse Smith, complete, and Smith to about the 20, where he will be just shy of the 1st down.
That particular pass play worked because Graff, when he came in motion to the near side, pulled the safety with him big time. Remember, where'd the touchdown come from in the first half?
Right.
Number 81.
Danny
and so
Graff.
just being patient, allowing Smith to get back behind the linebackers and going against the grain, and the motion and the touchdown helped that play work.
Kyvig and Mustard, double tight end. In fact, you've also got Wistoff and Blaze Larson. So this is as much of a power set as you'll find out of the Sioux. Wistoff in motion, the give to Perkarovich, and he has the 1st down.
Yeah, that's good old North Dakota beef there.
There it is. Where's the beef? Well, there was plenty of it right there.
Just an out muscle for the little bit you need for the 1st down. You know, we talk about Cameron Paterka and how, the great season he had. Well, Cameron Paterka would just as soon not have to go out there and kick field goals, even though he's been so good at it.
Well, they're too close now. It wouldn't be from 50 and beyond if he had to kick one here, where he's made 7 of 8 this year.
Yeah, he wants to kick extra points.
That's right. From the Aggies, 18 on a 1st and 10 for the Sioux. Graff and Smith to the far side of the field. The give to Perkarovich, but a flag as there was movement up front.
Right side of the defensive line made the movement, came in into the neutral zone. You ever wonder what the neutral zone is?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's just each nose of the football, an imaginary line from sideline to sideline.
There you go. Hey, look at that. Sioux fans, anyway, will like that. That's offsides on Cal Davis, and there you see
the movement.
The guilty party looking like Eric Taylor, the junior out of San Jose, California.
Been an impressive drive so far for
Sure
UND.
Has. It all started after the Kotelnicki fair catch. And the Sioux driving now, 1st and 5. Perkarovich, the lone setback. Smith to the far side. Here's the play they love to Danny Graff. Touchdown! Oh, that is carbon copy to the play that the Sioux put the Bison away early in the season, and it's the same connection, Klosterman to Graff.
That's just a fade to the end zone, and Graff has tremendous speed. He's got separation speed. You know, you can be a fast sprinter but not have good football speed. Dan Graff has excellent football speed. When the ball's in the air, he separates from his defender, and yeah, that's that fade in the corner, Ham. That has happened, 12 touchdowns now this year. Not all on that play, but for him.
I don't know if there's any better quarterback in Division II that throws a better fade ball than Kelby Klosterman. The point after is good. It's North Dakota 14. UC Davis, nothing.
There's a place where people smile big, eat good, and always score a sweet deal. It's got to be Applebee's. What makes a honey of a deal? Our amazing new honey pepper sauce. It makes honey grilled chicken and honey pepper steak a taste of honey heaven. Throw in our famous riblets, now honey barbecue style, and you'll know why. It's got to be Applebee's. Eating good, honey, honey, oh yeah, in the neighborhood.
Strong hands that guide you.
You're never alone with Farmers Union Insurance. Your local agent can help you develop a life insurance plan that will take care of the many financial requirements your family may face, from estate planning to education for your children to retirement income.
Safe in the feeling you're never alone.
Farmers Union Insurance. Protect your family from financial uncertainty.
When the weather turns wicked, your safety is the top priority for the KVLY TV11 First Alert Storm Team. Count on Chief Meteorologist Tom Szymanski, Meteorologist Vic Kerr, and weathercaster Andrea Brado to work around the clock to pinpoint and track storms for accurate up-to-the-minute coverage, including road conditions and closings. You'll stay ahead of the storm with the KVLY TV11 First Alert Storm Team, the Valley's choice for local news and weather.
The Sioux take the opening drive of the third quarter, go 78 yards in 4.5 minutes. Dan Graff, a 12-yard touchdown reception on the fade. His 24th career touchdown reception.
In terms of scoring drives for UND this year, that was pretty much textbook.
No doubt about it.
Nice running plays.
Paterka to kick it away. Watts will field at his 3. The fake reverse. Watts has a big hole at the 20, across the 30, to the 40, and more. And finally brought down from behind by Jake Nordic, number 59. Oh, the fake reverse opened up a mammoth hole at the 20-yard line.
That was a sweet fake. I thought initially he handed it off.
That's going to give the Aggies great field position. Didn't fake out Mike Carey in the end zone camera.
I guess it was just the angle he thought. I thought he handed the ball off.
Here come the Aggies. O'Sullivan swings it out. Adriatico, did he catch it? The Sioux sideline says no. Officials say, oh yeah.
Well, that quick little pass there for O'Sullivan, one thing it does, just a couple steps, boom. He was not in a rhythm at all in the first half.
No.
The Sioux defense kept enough pressure on him, had 3 sacks, but he was unable to get in a real good throwing rhythm. That quick pass does that. It forces him to do that.
Here's the give to Holloman. He has a hole and gets to about the 46-yard line.
I think Travis O'Neill was one of the players that came over and closed that hole pretty quick.
Josh Koteldecki was also there for UND. It is O'Neill with the initial tackle.
Leading tackler this year for UND, number 36.
The crowd comes to its feet on a 3rd and 4. O'Sullivan over the middle, complete to the tight end Bandel for a first down for the Aggies inside the 40 to about the 36-yard line.
Bandel was the man who did go in motion across the formation, something that UC Davis does quite often. They take the other tight end, number 82, Eric Bergstrom, and he runs a fly to open it up for the underneath route.
This is a football team that averaged more than 40 points a game during the season. They're driving, looking to erase the goose egg that's on the board right now, trailing 14-0. Masseri with the carry, and he's to about the 30.
Have another shoe.
I see that. Pick up of about 5.
But this is an offensive line for the Aggies that it's not real big, so they do a lot of kind of screen blocking or zone blocking.
Exactly.
If you remember the UND teams back when Shannon Burnell was running for all those yards, that's kind of the approach that the Sioux had at that time. Just keep a guy in front of you and let the back make his move off of it.
2nd and 5. Receivers to the near side of the field. Tight end in motion. The give to Masseri. Breaks a tackle and gets to near first down yardage. He'll be a bit short before Travis O'Neill brought him down. Also in the play defensively for the Sioux was Josh Christofferson. Oh, you look up at the Sioux defense, and it's just a bevy of linebackers. When O'Neill and Schmidt aren't making the play, you got guys like Christofferson, number 56, who's in playing now, or Kotelnicki.
The 3 down guys don't get much talked about, but they're in there taking bullets, as Bubba Schweigert says.
3rd and 2 for the Aggies. O'Sullivan, and there was a flag, and the play is whistled dead.
That is something we have not seen a lot of in this game, what O'Sullivan was going to do, and that's a quarterback bootleg.
Yeah.
It's a play that has worked quite often this year in order to give him a little space to get a pass off.
Penalty against the Aggies. Takes a 3rd and 2 and makes it a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, Grant Saseth was the tight end on that side, so I had to assume that's where he was going to try to go with it.
10 home game of the year for North Dakota.
Unheard of.
Unheard of at any level.
They caught a break when Morningside dropped out of the conference and added a home game there, but still.
O'Sullivan on 3rd and long. Skips it out to Adriatico.
They're saying he caught it.
It's being ruled a catch despite the arguments of Sioux defenders.
Now
O'Neill is there arguing his case, and so is Eric Schmidt.
It is still short of the first down.
Well, you know what they say about replay. Sometimes it doesn't lie. Was that a catch or was it not? From this angle, it didn't look like it.
It looked like it skipped. It was my first reaction.
Let's see. Yes, it did. That's on the turf.
Yeah. And a game it's only worth 75 points in 500. It's not worth 100. It hit the ground.
The Aggies get the benefit of the call. They'll go for it on 4th and true, trailing 14-0. 6:40 to play in the 3rd quarter. They give to Holloman, and he has the first down.
He might not have as nice a spot on the far side as I thought. When he dove, I thought he had it for sure, Dan. But now, you're going to have to measure it.
Well, when his chest hit the turf, it looked like he had first down yardage, but it will depend upon the spot. Travis O'Neill in on the tackle again. Here's a score from the other semifinal game. 4th quarter. Grand Valley State 27, Catawba 16. And that is not a first down. The Sioux hold on 4th down, and the Aggies turn it over on downs. And boy, these wasted opportunities into UND territory are starting to count up.
And not having a Cameron Paterka on your sideline, too, might play into the fact that on 4th down, UC Davis has gone for it. We take a look again. Pullman makes a dive, and at that stage of the game, I'm thinking, well, yeah, it's close, but he's got it. But he didn't.
The Sioux drove to a touchdown on their first possession of the 3rd quarter. They take over on downs, leading 14-0. 1st and 10 from their 26. Perkarovich hit. Making the play for the Aggies there was Kelly Valao.
if the Sioux can put together another time eater right here, a time-eating drive, and if you cap it off with a score, then you're really limiting potential possessions for UC Davis.
After the pickup of 2, the Sioux go to twin receivers, 2 receivers on the near side of the field. Blaze Larson, the fullback, whisked off. Also, the carry is Blaze Larson. Big hole up the middle, across the 40 to the 43-yard line. A 14-yard carry for Blaze Larson, and he has had a couple of important plays today for UND in both drives here in the third quarter.
Blaze trying to catch his breath. He might have landed right on top of the football, but we have not seen much of the draw in this game at all from UND. Larson breaks it big and maybe landed a little weird there.
First and 10 for the Sioux. Perkarovich returns. He's the lone running back behind Klosterman. And again, movement along the line of scrimmage.
Now, Olson was one of them. I think might have been the first one that jumped out of there.
Big Ben Olson, number 76, the 6'5", 295-pound sophomore from Windham, Minnesota.
Just on the way
to the left.
way left edge of the screen.
Legal procedure.
You saw Robert Davis, number 30, just helping out.
That's right.
That dude is moving.
3 rushes, 26 yards today for Larson. First and 15 for the Fighting Sioux. 5:03 to play, third quarter. The Sioux lead the Aggies 14-0. Klosterman right on the money to Jesse Smith. And Smith is out to near midfield.
Well, at the effectiveness of the running game, UC Davis went to 6 players. I mean, they have the linebackers, but they're bringing them up along the outside so they look like stand-up defensive ends. 6 guys down and the 1 linebacker in the middle. So that means you're one-on-one definitely on the outside. It's just a simple pattern, simple 5-yard out. Jason Holloman, the brother of the running back, giving Smith room.
Second and 4 after the completion to Smith. Schleisner and Graff to the near side of the field for the Sioux. And the pass is to Graff. Tries to elude 1 man, does so momentarily, and he's inside the 45-yard line.
Well, Tom Watts makes the play on that one. Number 19, he came up. Well, remember we talked about Danny Graff having football speed? Well, this is just a play design. If Schleisner can get a block, then Graff maybe has a chance to bust it, and he is assuming he can miss 1 guy. Well, Watts didn't allow that on that play.
That was good for first down yardage for the Sioux, so they are driving again on their second possession of the third quarter.
The third quarter's going bye-bye in a hurry.
12 of 17, an efficient day for Klosterman. 135 yards and, of course, 2 touchdowns.
Well, what else is new, though, on the efficiency side of things?
Klosterman off the fake, looking down the middle of the field, and the pass is a little bit long.
Well, Mustard was open shorter than the play designed to go
to Jesse Allers.
Because the guy defending Mustard slipped down, but I don't know if Klosterman just got a little quarterback greedy there and went for the big home run. It'd be hard to miss Chad. I mean, he's a big dude.
No kidding. And what a touchdown reception and run he had last week. A play that electrified this crowd. Smith in motion, far side of the field to Graff. He's inside the 40, but the Sioux will face a 3rd and 7 when they come back to the line.
Yeah, Dominic Dio was the man who made the tackle, and one of the reasons that this little bubble screen is much harder to work or off of this defense is because this is the type of stuff that UC Davis is used to seeing all year long.
That's
and
right.
they're quick guys. They're jumping around potential blockers and making the play. Well, third downs are make or break drives, and here's a third down.
A little bit longer than 5, actually. Sioux need to get to the 34-yard line.
Graff wide open.
Wide open is Graff. Deep down the field, but the pass is incomplete, intended for Smith. Did you see Dan Graff?
He was
at about the 20-yard line. He was wide open. Well, may we see a long field goal attempt.
How many over 50 did you say, Ham?
7 of 8 over 50 is Cameron Paterka as the ball thrown into traffic. So here he is.
Remember the block, though. There was a block in the first half.
The ball set at the 46. This is a 56-yard field goal attempt for Cameron Paterka. It's a fake and the pooch punt down the middle of the field. Fair caught. So the Aggies played it pretty well. Jason Holloman there was Johnny on the spot to come up with a sound play.
Yeah, Kivik, I believe, is the one who does the long snapping on those special plays, and it's a direct snap to Paterka, who needs to work on his pooch punting.
It was a little short.
But the heads-up play, you said the fair catch. Holloman puts that hand in the air. He learned that from Kotelnicki, of course.
That's right.
That they won't hit me if I put my hand up.
The Aggies go to work.
I was getting a little fired up there. I thought they were going to let him rip from back there.
I did too. From their own 23. O'Sullivan, here comes Schmidt leaping over a defender. The pass picked off. Oh, what an interception by Dustin Thornburg. His second of the day, but he went way up to snag that ball, and the Sioux take over.
The first one takes away a potential touchdown. This one takes away what UC Davis has not had much in this second half, and that's possession. I mean, Thornburg was on Adriatico. Perfect coverage, and then the pick is the cherry on top.
Oh, my. His second of the game. His team-leading 9th of the year. For the junior from Forest Lake, Minnesota. The Sioux with good field position at the 48. Go to work. Klosterman rolling out, looking, turns it up, and he's taken down. That's Babau at about the 46. I think the crowd reacting. I don't see a flag.
No, I think the crowd's reacting to the reaction of Babau. They were thinking he was trying to put an extra one maybe on Klosterman when he was happy just that, they brought number 9 down. And Klosterman is looking home run ball. Well, I guess it wasn't Babau that was there, was it?
Well, Babau made the sack, number 97, but the man who came in late into that mix was Ryan Kakanando, number 59, who I think inadvertently
he didn't
hooked up feet with Kelby Klosterman, and Klosterman hit the turf. A loss of a couple for the Sioux. Here's the handoff to Blaze Larson up the middle, and he's to midfield, pick up a 4.
But on that rollout, the play before, it was Smith that had a double move. He was, needed to buy time to get deep. This is the play that Larson was able to get first down yardage from earlier in the period, which is fast running out.
Just a minute 45 to play in the third quarter. Again, the latest we had in the other semifinal game was Grand Valley State of Michigan leading Catawba of North Carolina 27-16, fourth quarter. We'll make sure we keep you updated on that football game, because the winner of that and the winner of this play for the national championship a week from today in Florence, Alabama. Klosterman gets a block, turns it back, and is near first down yardage. But boy, I tell you what, Ben Olson put a block to allow Klosterman to get to that point.
Yeah, Klosterman was able to work off the kick-out block from Ben Olsen. He's number 76. He's all 295 pounds of him. And the seal block there from Larson on the inside. That's right where Klosterman went, put his head down, and got the first down.
2 dandy blocks, one by Larson, one by Olsen to give Klosterman the first down carry. At the Aggies' 39-yard line, 14-0 Sioux lead with a minute to play, third quarter.
And UND has milked the play clock very well in the second half.
2 Klosterman to Graff touchdown passes accounting for the scoring, and Larson will carry for about 3 before he's brought down by a host of Aggie tacklers, including Valami Tuavai.
And when Perkaravich was out with his injury, Larson was one of the guys that went to that tailback position. They moved the fullback to the tailback. Aaron Schwensfire also played some tailback.
Yep.
We haven't seen him in this game so far, but that is not an uncomfortable position for Larson because he had to fill in for the injury.
Wistoff in motion. Perkaravich, the carry inside the 35.
Well, this is the part where Greg Lotus yesterday was talking about the 3.3 yards.
They'll take 3.4. That brings us to the end of the third quarter. It's North Dakota 14, UC Davis nothing.
Select road. Validating tires.
What kind of road can you drive on with BF Goodrich tires?
Enjoy.
Any road you choose. BF Goodrich tires. Take control.
Now available at Fargo Tire Service, 2020 Main Avenue, Fargo. Call 232-7177.
Capture precious moments, Brian's Photography. Nothing holds your heart like a special memory. Brian's Photography, hold the hands of time. Brian's Photography, what you had in mind. Capture precious moments, make time stand still. Brian's Photography.
Growing up, all we wanted to do was play. But as the world opened up to us, it became easier to get sidetracked. And just one single bet, one simple step can blow not only your education, but a chance to compete in the sport that we love.
They watch from the stands while their money changes hands.
The only thing worth betting on is ourselves.
Don't cross that line.
At the Alerus Center in Grand Forks, Dan Hammer, Lee Timmerman, along the North Dakota NBC network, where the Sioux lead the Aggies 14-0. The winner of this game will play Grand Valley State of Michigan, who today beat Catawba of North Carolina 34-16. So Catawba upset the #1 team in the nation a week ago, Valdosta State. But today, Grand Valley State comes up with the win. I'm a little bit surprised by that score.
For the number of points with the backup quarterback. I'm not surprised Grand Valley State won. Are you?
Yeah, I am.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
Huh.
Kurt Annis, the outstanding Grand Valley State quarterback, was hurt early in the playoffs. And yet, Grand Valley advances.
I don't believe Paterka is going to pooch this one.
No, I don't think so either. Cameron Paterka on to attempt, which will be a 51-yard field goal. The spot will come from the far hash. 7 of 8 from 50 or plus. And it's blocked again. For the second time today, the Aggies block a field goal attempt.
And it was blocked by the Phantom again.
The Phantom comes up again. Jason Holloman recovered that ball. You know, I'm going to dig into their other media guide here and see if we can find number 79, because on everything that we have, he's nowhere to be found. But for the second time today. The Aggies blocked the field goal as Kelby Klosterman, the Sioux quarterback, made the tackle.
And he's out there because he's the holder.
From their own 31. Eglin in motion on the near side of the field. O'Sullivan looking, pulls the trigger, wide open. Adriatico inside the Sioux territory to the 46-yard line.
This time, O'Sullivan has time. This was the main thing. He can look, he's checking, he's waiting, and there, Adriatico open. And wide open. There wasn't a green shirt around him.
Adriatico having the big day last week in the quarterfinal win over Tarleton. New batch of downs for the Aggies. Oh, look out. O'Sullivan avoiding two Sioux defenders sprinting to the near side of the field. Schmidt chasing them. And O'Sullivan throws it into the turf, intended for Adriatico, but Eric Schmidt had a big-time bead on the quarterback there.
Yeah, he was doing more than chasing. He was closing.
What speed by the linebacker Schmidt.
Nothing open on the left side. Many times the Aggies like to throw back on that motion or that look far side, and now O'Sullivan's just hoping. Somebody get open, someone get open. No one's open, I'm pitching it.
Schmidt certainly had the angle as we take a look at the Wells Fargo end of third quarter stats. 264 total offense. The Sioux have taken over the edge in total offense and time of possession. That after the third quarter in which they really controlled play.
Well, remember at half I said I was a little surprised that UND only had 55 total yards. Well, after three quarters, it's up to 123. So, you know, there in a nutshell is the difference, I think, so far in the game on the UND offensive side. This Sioux defense has been phenomenal today, last week. And it's been three totally different looks defensively for UND. Winona State was a team built on deception. Pittsburgh State, a veer option type of play. And then you have a quarterback-driven offense like O'Sullivan.
After the penalty, the Aggies are backed up, second and long. O'Sullivan looking, firing over the middle to Adriatico, and again, he has the reception, and again, it's good for first down yards to the Sioux 31.
Well, Adriatico has been able to run that deep crossing pattern. Now, you have to be able to protect the quarterback if you intend to throw this pass. And O'Sullivan steps up and fires. Perfect strike to Adriatico. Same type of play that worked on their last long pitch and catch.
Swing pass to Oliva. Gets by one man inside the 20-yard line. Is Oliva the leading receiver for these Aggies this year?
Came into this game with 67 catches and over 1,200 yards and became kind of the go-to guy after the injury to Enos. That was just last week where Charlie Enos broke his collarbone.
Michael Oliva, the junior. 13 touchdowns on the season, nearly 19 yards a catch. So here they are in the red zone again. Hasn't been kind to the Aggies today, despite their numbers coming into the game. Oliva gets the swing pass out to Holloman. He has room inside the 10, keeping his feet to inside the 5-yard line before Riondo drives him out of bounds. Boy, first and goal for the Aggies.
Being a good quarterback is all about making decisions and making them quickly. Watch the head of O'Sullivan. He's looking downfield. He feels pressure from the backside. I got a hot man on the right, and he just fires it with hardly even looking where Holloman is at.
That's a big-time play. That's
Absolutely.
a big-time play by a very good quarterback.
It's kind of a feel and a flick. He feels something, bam, you get rid of that ball.
First and goal for UC Davis, trailing 14-0 with 12:55 to play. Holloman the carry, and there's Eric Halverson.
KC Blue, number 99, in on the play too, but you're right, Dan, it was Halverson, number 90, getting through there first. UND puts so much pressure from the outside. You might have saw Mike O'Neill slipping around the edge there. They really work hard off, as they say, off the edge or around the tackles.
Loss of a couple. 2 tight ends. They give to Holloman. And he's inside the 5. Ben Dixon was there.
Kotelnicki, I believe, was the one who had the initial shot at him.
Michael Neal was also there defensively, number 38.
3rd and goal.
3rd and goal from the 3.
And O'Sullivan doesn't like the personnel he has. He's counting right now. Do we have everybody here? Play clock to 15. He'll call. Well, nope, he's going to go for it. I thought maybe he'd call a timeout.
Every fan on his or her feet. The pitch to Holloman. Cuts it up. Stopped shy of the end zone at about the 2. He hit a wall of green. Looks like Josh Kotelnicki was there. Travis O'Neal was there. And why not Eric Schmidt, number 40? I think they were all there, LT.
But you have the quarterback who, and we talked about his numbers and 96 touchdown passes coming into this game and 3 straight running plays. I thought somewhere in that series down low they'd give O'Sullivan a chance to make a decision and make a play. Well, he still has that chance, but it's 4th down.
4th and goal.
I don't think they're going to run it this time.
But they do. Holloman is
short.
Near the goal line.
No.
But he's short. The Sioux have stopped. The Aggies. It's been a trend that's developed here today. Coming up short in the red zone. The offense walks dejectedly off the field as you see the Sioux sideline celebrates.
Well, minus 19 rushing yards for a running team last week, Pitt State. 4 rushes inside the 5, I think it might have been the 7. And Holloman tries to go up and over, and it does not happen. It was close. What do you think, Ham?
Can't tell from that angle.
Irwin, number 55.
Tom Irvin, number 55, was there. So the Sioux take over on downs from inside their 1. Klosterman, the quarterback sneak.
I am so surprised they did not allow O'Sullivan a chance to make a play. He's your playmaker.
That's right.
I mean, it's been said many times over that our offense revolves around our quarterback, and UND has proven time and time again, and each team gets 4 tapes, and they saw last week's game against Pitt State and the way UND closed the run that the Sioux shut them down. I mean, it wasn't by much.
I think Sioux defensive coaches would be just as surprised. I mean, the last thing they were probably expecting was to UC Davis try to play a game of power football there at the goal line. After the short pickup on the quarterback sneak, 2nd down, Larson, the fullback, carries for about a yard.
But even with this, being if you're back against the wall, down at your own goal line, I should say, well, Klosterman is still following with the game plan. The game plan as it was after getting that first touchdown, we're working clock here, boys. He's not worried too much about, if a first down happens, great. Hold on to the ball, work as much of the 25 seconds off as you can. Been real patient under center.
The Sioux would need to get to the 11 for a first down. Klosterman with a long count at the line. Rolling out. Looking for Graff. Danny Graff cannot catch up to that pass. The coverage there by Glenn Adriatico. He's playing D-back for crying out loud. He's going both ways. What the heck?
I suppose this way he covers the deep pass and he just stays back there now because he's going to return the punt. But you're right, Adriatico is playing defense on Graff. Maybe they needed, a little more speed out on him.
You know what? That wasn't Adriatico. I caught him as he looped out onto the field to field the punt. I think that was
sure?
Carnell Green on the coverage, number 13, Carnell Green. Brett Bento gets the punt away. And there's a flag. This is going to be a rough. The Aggies have roughed the punter, Brett Bento. And that's a critical penalty for the Aggies.
Yep, and it's a first down, personal foul run. I've mentioned a few times about possessions are just the number of times you have the ball. Well, Davis definitely will not get the ball here.
I didn't get a good look on that replay, the Aggie that ran into Bento.
I didn't see the number, but you could see the flag or the penalty and why.
The clock becoming a factor. 8:49 to play in the football game. North Dakota 14, UC Davis nothing. Larson, the fullback. Perkarovich waiting behind, and the handoff will go to Larson. No gain.
Bryce Campbell, number 36, was the gentleman who ran into the punter and handed the ball back to UND.
The Aggies scoreless. My goodness, with 8:22 left. A team that averaged 40.7 points a game this season.
Well, guess how many Pitt State averaged? 40.6.
That's right.
Coming into to the game last week. What's that cliche coaches use all the time?
Defenses win championships. Is that the one you're thinking
the
of?
one I'm thinking of.
Klosterman rolling out again, and the tackle by Jason Holloman, the cornerback.
Well, at least when you work the quarterback running that play there, you eliminate one of the potential things that could go wrong.
Fumble the handoff.
The fumble, yeah. So on the quarterback sweep, you only have one exchange of the ball instead of two. I mean, it's a little thing, except now it's a big thing for UND, not wanting to hand the ball over.
Klosterman carrying 6 times today. Sioux need to get to the 28 for the first down on a 3rd and 8. A little option this time. Pitch to Perkarovich. He's got the corner. He has more. Midfield. Perkarovich to the 45-yard line. And finally brought down on the play by Carnell Green.
Boy.
What a call by Chris Mussman on a key 3rd down. Deep in your own territory.
There is loads of green after the pitch. Perkarovich has a lot to run. And then I'm going to go back to the block. Ham, you know I'd like to talk about blocks. That we didn't see it, but it was there. It is. The guy on the ground is Jesse Smith. He threw enough of a screen block to allow Perkarovich to cut all the way back to the middle of the field and gain an extra 12 to 15 yards.
The senior from Washburn, North Dakota, carries all the way to the 46. 1st and 10 for the Sioux, leading 14-0. The winner of this game will play Grand Valley State of Michigan in the national championship game. Larson with the stiff arm inside the 50, near first down marking. And I believe with the spot that we see, it is a first down.
Yeah, he'll have the first down, but he also got down before going out of bounds. So as soon as the chains move, they'll start the clock. Again, it's the little things at clock management. I mean, Larson wants the first down above and beyond anything else, and then he lowers the shoulder and stays in. Now the clock moves instead of it being a dead ball until the next snap. That's about a 40-second move there by Larson to stay in bounds.
Productive day for Larson. The late Les Drexel, the longtime head coach at Red Lake Falls, looking down today, mighty proud of one of his former players. Perkarovich to carry, but he is met right at the line of scrimmage by Kelly Balao. A short gain, if any, by Perkarovich, but we're under 6 minutes to play here in the football game.
Well, if you take a look at the hands on the hips, some of the heads down, I mean, there's the appearance of a beaten team right now wearing a white jersey. even though you are 6 minutes, but unless something happens to give that team life, it's not going to, it'll be tough for them to, unless UND gives it away somehow.
From the Aggie 43, that pass intended for Alerus is incomplete. So the Sioux will face a 3rd and 10 in Aggie territory, leading by 2 touchdowns with less than 6 minutes to play.
He was better covered than that replay showed with the inside-outside man. That was a tougher pass than to get in there than that angle of it.
Aggies changed some personnel late, as you see.
Timeout.
And there's a timeout on the field. We'll do the same. Sioux lead 14-0.
Stay with the best. Stay with the legendary. The newly remodeled Fargo Holiday Inn. Dramatically transformed to make your next stay extraordinary. Your family adventure begins with spacious guest rooms. Next stop, Shipwreck Bay Water Playland, a replica pirate ship featuring 5 children's water slides. Hungry? The Holiday Inn offers outstanding food and beverage service, from casual to fine dining. Stay with the best. The Fargo Holiday Inn.
Rick Electric has been the leader in electrical construction in the Red River Valley for over 36 years. They've taken on the demanding electrical construction projects in the region and have earned a reputation for their hard work, expertise, and dependable on-time completion. Rick Electric handles both residential and commercial service work, and they can install your voice, data, and video needs. Whether it's totally new electrical construction for your business or remodeling your home to update your wiring, the only name you need for on-time, dependable electrical construction is Rick Electric Incorporated. Order your service work online at rickelectric.com.
The University of North Dakota has a rich history of retaining and graduating American Indian students. UND offers 26 American Indian programs, more than any other higher education institution in the U.S. The support services provided by Native American programs enhance student success. Native American programs offers tutoring, academic advising, and financial aid assistance, which makes UND a leader in Indian education. For more information, call 1-800-CALL-UND.
As we return to the Alerus Center, Dan Hammer, Lee Timmerman, they are now playing Sweet Home Alabama to the fans here. Leonard Skinner, of course.
There's 5.5 minutes before it becomes ultra sweet, but so far it's been a very sweet day for the team in green.
3rd and 10 for the Sioux. Graff in motion to the far side of the field. Klosterman, quarterback draw, finding room up the middle, but closing nicely was the Aggies linebacker Justin Locke, the senior from Turlock, California. And the Sioux are short of a first down. We go to Andrew Vitalis.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Right now for the Sioux, it's controlling the clock, and by that, you mean controlling the line of scrimmage. We talked about the size advantage for North Dakota, but here's what we mean. North Dakota, their offensive line, average weight, 298 pounds. On the other side, UC Davis, the average weight of their front 7, 234 pounds. That's what you want right now when you want to wind that clock down. Back up to you.
64 pounds the Aggies are giving away in their matchup with the Sioux up front. And the Sioux doing a little clock management.
Well, they're taking the penalty before the punt.
That's right.
So it'll be the 5-yard delay of game just to get all 25 seconds off the clock, and then in comes the punting unit. And the biggest person out there right now, the center. A good snap is what you need.
So the Sioux trying to play the time game and the field position game, thinking a good punt here will put the Aggies deep in their own territory. Bentow.
I believe Deneke is the snapper.
I-20, that's inside the 20. 21 times this year he's punted inside the 20. Bentow stands at his own 41 to receive the snap. It's a good snap. Ooh, nearly blocked, though, by Nate Nelson. And fair caught at the 18-yard line. UND leads 14-0.
Taco John's wants you to have a happy holiday the Mexican way with Nachos Navidad. Lots of fresh-made corn tortilla chips piled high and topped with all kinds of delicious things. Nachos Navidad from Taco John's.
I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my
The 21st century is upon us, and as the demands on your business grow, so does your need for technological advancement. It's time to call the voice data video experts at RIC Technologies, a company born out of the huge demand for quality implementation of voice data video structure cabling systems for businesses. Specializing in the installation of fiber optic, coax, and Cat5 wiring, RIC Technologies is a Bixby corporate member and has the tools and experience to do the job right the first time.
If you think Wells Fargo is only checking accounts, you're not seeing the whole picture. Wells Fargo Portfolio Management Account, mutual funds, annuities, stocks and bonds. Talk to one of our representatives about how to start reaching your goals today. Now you get the picture. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
At the Alerus Center in Grand Forks, the Sioux, less than 5 minutes away from a trip to the national championship game, leading 14-0. O'Sullivan today, 18 of 32, 224, but the Aggies have a goose egg. O'Sullivan looking, a lot of time, now the pocket closing, he's flushed out, fires to the far sidelines, and it is caught. A fine reception by Eglin on the far side of the field at the 37-yard line.
And a hurry-up offense, and that pass is one of the reasons that this guy is being looked at by the pro scouts, because this is a deep comeback ball on the move. That, my friends, is tough to throw.
Good footwork by Eglin.
This is a must-score possession. I mean, the Aggies have to score and do it somewhat quick.
Here comes O'Neill on the blitz. Kotelnicki coming also. They chase O'Sullivan, who throws it out of bounds. The Sioux with 3 sacks on the day. You go back to the 2 losses this year that the Aggies have suffered. In both of those games, O'Sullivan was sacked 4 times. Losses to Cal Poly, Pomona, and also St. Mary's. And besides that, that's 8 sacks in 2 games. Besides that, he was only sacked 4 times all year long. The Sioux today with 3 sacks. Swing to Oliva. Gets a block from Adriatico, and that's met by Eric Schmidt at the 44-yard line. Also, Ben Dixon on the bottom of the pile, big number 91.
Yeah, we heard Sweet Home Alabama earlier, but I'm thinking John Fogerty, center field, because that's what the safeties are playing right now. Their job is don't let anyone behind you.
Poor snap, movement before the snap along the Aggies' offensive line.
It has not been a rhythm game for UC Davis offensively.
Well, the fewest points the Aggies scored in any game this year
first loss,
was 21 points against Division I AA St. Mary's. Yes, their first loss of the season. They scored no fewer than 3 touchdowns. And the Sioux defense is throwing a shutout. They threw a shutout last week at Pitt State. They're doing it again today in the national semifinals. Stratton in on the blitz. O'Sullivan looking, finding Oliva at the 40-yard line. And a first down for the Aggies with 3:25 to play in the football game.
Well, the reason that is open is simply because what I talked about before. Nobody gets behind you. Well, you have to play a little bit soft in the middle, and that is Travis O'Neill was back there, number 38, Mike O'Neill, playing deep drops on their linebacker spots. I say that, though, but I think Bubba did send one of the safeties on a blitz last time.
That's right. Stratton was blitzing. O'Sullivan looking, picked off. No, dropped by O'Neill. Oh, baby, he wants that one back. I thought he had it, and I think he thought he had it, too. Look at him. Thinking, my goodness, that was in my paws.
O'Sullivan threw it right directly at him. In fact, we didn't even see it there because of the ball intended for Oliva. Yeah, that is definitely those that, want it back play.
UC Davis dodges a bullet, even though they're staring at a difficult situation. The sellout crowd rising to its feet. on second down. O'Sullivan looking. He's got Masseri wide open, who's inside the 25-yard line to about the 22, and that's an Aggie first down.
And it will stop the clock, because in college the chains do move. The clock doesn't start again until you have it set. More than enough time to get your next play in. Looking downfield, though, O'Sullivan was. This is his safety valve, but more than enough for the first down.
Well, he certainly surveys the entire field. Looking for Eglin, and he's got him. And the catch is made at the 16-yard line. Michael Eglin, the sophomore from Richmond, California, the 5'10 sophomore. The Aggies trying to work quickly here. Under 3 minutes to play. UND 14. UC Davis nothing. Swing pass for Oliva. Bolts outside, heads for out of bounds at about the first down marker. He's close to a first down. We'll check the spot.
Actually, yards on that play, you always want a first down, but it's secondary to stopping the clock in that particular instance.
First down, UC Davis.
There was so this drive has already taken almost half the time up that the Aggies have.
With the ball resting at the 13-yard line. First and 10 for the Aggies. Trailing 14-0. 3 receivers to the near side of the field. The tight end underneath has the catch to the 5-yard line. Craig Riondo making the tackle on the tight end, Bandel.
You mentioned those 3 receivers, Dan. They actually used the 3 receivers to clear out. Bandel is on the left side of this formation. He just sneaks in behind him, and, well, when you have a big guy, you take him out low.
That pass just kind of thrown away, because bringing the heat big time for the Sioux that time was Jeff Momerick, the sophomore from Edinburgh, North Dakota. How about that football program? AEMO. They don't play as AEMO anymore, but they have had some outstanding programs when Dennis Hammer was the coach up there. He's now at Grafton, but they've had some dudes up in that Edinburgh country. 2:02 to play. 2:02 standing between the Sioux and their first ever date in the national championship game. But the Aggies are knocking on the door. 3rd and 1 from the UND 5. O'Sullivan throws it back to the near side, and it's broken up. The most valuable linebacker in the North Central Conference, Travis O'Neal, was there to greet Holloman.
Well, UND has been trying to put a lot of pressure on, bringing people. This design to try to take advantage of that, but O'Neal, well, he made his read and then made his play. 4th down. It's greedy time right now for the UND defense. They want the shutout.
UC Davis, takes a break. We do the same. 14-0 North Dakota.
There's a place where people smile big, eat good, and always score a sweet deal. It's got to be Applebee's. What makes a honey of a deal? Our amazing new honey pepper sauce. It makes honey grilled chicken and honey pepper steak a taste of honey heaven. Throw in our famous riblets, now honey barbecue style, and you'll know why. It's got to be Applebee's. Eating good, honey, honey, oh yeah, in the neighborhood.
It's easy to get overloaded during the holidays, especially when it comes to electricity. Don't overload circuits or run cords under rugs or furniture. Toss out decorations with old or frayed cords. And always turn off electric decorations before you leave home or go to bed.
Let's go, kids. Dad's waiting in the car.
Lighten the load and stay safe.
Safety first. A holiday reminder from Otter Tail Power Company.
I am a good sport at all times and conduct myself with decency and honesty.
I do my best to get along with others.
And have pride in myself. I put forth my best effort in all competition and always compete fairly.
Fourth and goal for the Aggies. They trail 14-0 with 1:57 to play in this Division II National Semifinal game in Grand Forks. O'Sullivan looking, and the pass is behind the intended receiver, Michael Eglin. And UND, now they may truly be able to crank it up. Sweet home Alabama.
Mike O'Neill was there just in case the pass connected, but the pass was not close, thrown behind him. Here's the fourth down play, last chance to score, and O'Neill helps make the play.
The Sioux take over on downs at their own 5. The Aggies have but one timeout remaining. Minute 54 to play in the game. The red zone, which was so bountiful to the Aggies all year long. Today, the well dried up. 0. Trap in motion. The handoff to the fullback Larson, and he's met pretty much at the line of scrimmage by Ryan Cacanando, the junior from Hercules, California.
And like a well-disciplined home crowd, you see how quiet it got right before the snap?
As you see, the Aggies take their final timeout, and it comes with 1:46 to play. Well, you take a look at the 2 prior national semifinal appearances by UND. Both were in poor weather conditions. 1993, Indiana of Pennsylvania. It was an absolute mud bowl. 1994, Florence, Alabama, facing powerful North Alabama. That was a rain game. North Alabama won 35-7. But this year, to think that in their first year in their new home, the Sioux would play 3 home games in the playoffs in this controlled environment.
And I'm sure they're wishing, is there a way that we can change it just once this year to have the title game here? Yeah, 10 home games. Only loss of the year came here in overtime.
A late Nebraska-Omaha rally. The only thing that stands between the Sioux and an unblemished record. So the Aggies cannot stop the clock. 1:46 to play. The Sioux second down from their own 5.
The first down would do it.
Klosterman rolling out and dragged down from behind by Valami Fatakula. We haven't called his name much today, even though he's a big playmaker for UC Davis.
Well, he's a freshman, and he's a type of player that is in there to, or made his way or played his way on the field as a rusher, not necessarily a run defender. The Klosterman did a pretty good job to try to make sure he stayed inbound. And now they stop the clock for, I don't know why.
Meantime, the Sioux are coming to the line. They want to play.
There's a huddle of a trio of officials standing on about the 4-yard line. And one of the UC Davis players came out, pointed somewhere at the clock, and then the conversation begins.
The umpire is Marion Hope. These officials from the South Atlantic Conference.
Unless Klosterman did go out of bounds, but I didn't see the...
Well, there was quite a pile on the far side of the field there. It was somewhat difficult to see. Now, as you see, the referee goes over and converses with the down marker man on the near side.
That's the 130 lane.
Okay, so Klosterman apparently did go out.
Because as you heard one of the sideline gentlemen say, I believe they're going to set the clock
at 1:30
to 1:30.
Kind of hard to tell even where Klosterman is. Well, he obviously did rule him out.
Third down for the Sioux with the stoppage in play with 90 seconds to play in the football game. And the handoff to Perkarabich, and he's met immediately at the line of scrimmage. So the Sioux will have to punt from their own end zone.
But there's going to be less than a minute when the kick goes, and that would mean 2 scores in less than a minute. But I still don't think there's much of a way you pull Sweet Home Alabama out of the CD player. I don't know if the Sioux are going to elect to take the penalty or maybe try and stop it, call a timeout just to keep your yardage.
Bedtow will come in.
Penalty now. There's the play clock, which surprises me a little because it's a half the distance to the goal, and now your heels definitely are on the back of the end zone. It's a delay.
That's right. Down to 37 seconds in the football game. The Sioux shut out Pittsburgh State last week in the quarterfinals.
I guess the 4 touchdowns that Winona State scored in that game made them mad.
Well,
it did.
You know,
I
it
know
really
it did.
No, you're right. It did, because they left that game knowing that they had not played up to their capability. People like Craig Randall had a day off. The Total D did. Since then, they came back with 2 straight shutouts. Will break with 37 seconds to play.
Are you ready to put on your big boy pants? Ready to step up to the #1 selling brand of chainsaw in the world? Then you're ready for the new Steel 018C, the most chainsaw $200 can buy. Welcome to the Backyard Buffet. For a limited time, get a quick chain adjuster free when you buy the Steel 018C.
Available at Tool Crib of the North in Fargo, Bismarck, Minot, and Grand Forks.
30 years ago, I started out as a biology student in a lab something like this one. If you're interested in the sciences, please consider the University of North Dakota in Grand Forks. Whether it's biology, chemistry, or physics, students have access to outstanding facilities and faculty. We also offer nearly 150 other fields of study, along with a strong liberal arts background. With a degree in the sciences, you can do anything. You could even become a university president.
What would you do if you were diagnosed with a hidden disease like diabetes or epilepsy or cystic fibrosis? What if you needed an organ transplant but couldn't afford the anti-rejection medication? Suppose you needed special testing or treatment at a distant medical facility but couldn't afford the travel expenses? Or what if you just needed help finding assistance for your disability? The North Dakota Association for the Disabled helps people in your situation every day. NDAD, helping others to help themselves.
Yeah, take the seat.
Back at the Alerus Center, the Sioux bring in their offensive unit. Kelby Klosterman taking the snap with 37 seconds on a 4th down. And Klosterman will just go in and run out of the end zone and take the safety. So with 30 seconds to go.
The reason you do that is this way you get the free kick instead of the risk kick on 4th down.
Yep.
This is a free kick.
The Sioux would rather give up 2 points and have the uncontested kick than punt from the back of their end zone and risk having a punt blocked for a possible touchdown.
Because it's a 2-score difference.
Right.
And it's still a 2-score difference.
And as all that transpired, they were still able to milk the clock down to 30 seconds.
And he used 7 on that last play. Klosterman tried to take as much off as he could, but
Jesse Smith along the Sioux sideline. Luke Schneisner. Jesse Allers out of Pierce, South Dakota. Well, the Sioux have recruited South Dakota pretty well.
Their quarterback is from Spearfish.
Yep. Dan Graff's from Aberdeen. They had a linebacker who was injured earlier this year, Tony Hermes, also from Aberdeen.
In fact, he brought up Tony Hermis's name. Craig Riondu on both of his socks has 4 numbers. Ross Brennan's number, Tony Hermis's number, Matt Nelson's number, and Jim Miller's number. What do they all have in common?
The 4 Sioux players who went down with season-ending injuries.
Yep, so that's his way of helping honor his teammates.
The free kick from the 20. Paterka boots it along the turf. Adriatica fields at his own 42 and is tackled at about the 47-yard line. Podolnicki in on the tackle for the Sioux. Cal, UC Davis out of timeouts, trailing 14-2.
And the last time the Aggies had the ball in this situation, the defensive backs were playing deep. We're going to be about 10 yards deeper.
Yeah. Mike O'Neill and Adam Stratton may need binoculars to see the line of scrimmage here. The line of scrimmage at the 48. Stratton and O'Neill back at their own 35. O'Sullivan looking far sidelines. He's got his man Oliva at the 30-yard line. First down. First and 10. On the Bradle down and distance. And there's sack number 4 on the day.
Kind of fitting with the now all 3 losses. 4 sacks.
For the first time in school history, the University of North Dakota is playing in the national championship game. The program was launched back in 1894. That's 107 years. And finally, they'll play for the championship. North Dakota 14, UC Davis 2. The Sioux defense comes up huge again against another high-scoring offense.
Another shutout. Pitches that shutout. We talked about Pitt State averaging over 40 points a game. UC Davis over 40 points a game scored. Well, Winona came in at 43 and they scored 28. So maybe that was the key, to have Winona kind of rile up this defense a bit.
Dustin Thornburg, 2 interceptions on the day. The one thwarting the Aggies' initial drive when they took it deep into Sioux territory. And then his second on a beautiful play on the near sidelines in the second half.
Eric Schmidt high-fiving there, using his speed and that tackling combo.
Sac City, a lot. Yeah, I guess so. UND will make the trip to Florence, Alabama next Thursday. And a week from today, play Grand Valley State of Michigan for the Division II National Championship. UND's scoring accounted on a pair of Kelby Klosterman to Dan Graff touchdown passes. Klosterman with 34 on the season. We'll return to Grand Forks right after this.
When it comes to winter snow removal, you can help prevent serious back injury by using the Dakota Snowblade.
The Dakota Snowblade's bi-directional blade makes it simple and easy to clear your drive and sidewalk in half the time and with half the effort of conventional shoveling. The Dakota Snowblade is so easy to use, the entire family can enjoy it. Recommended by chiropractors for ease in snow removal and relief from pain, let the Dakota Snowblade help you. Pick up your Dakota Snowblade today. Available at local retailers. For more information, check us out at www.snowblade.com.
In our part of the country, farming is more than just harvesting a crop. It's a business. At American Federal, our ag bankers are your personal financial advisors, weighing options, finding solutions, working hard every day for you.
The best business decision we've ever made.
American Federal. We'll take care of it for you.
Bemidji is the natural choice for winter fun. From Bemidji, you can explore the beauty of the wilderness in all directions. The maintained and groomed trails around the Bemidji area offer over 500 miles of touring potential. Most lodging facilities offer direct access to the North Country Trail, so you can start your adventure from your motel door. And Bemidji area offers over 65 miles of cross-country ski trails, including the lighted trail right in Bemidji. Safe, uncrowded, and great fun. Bemidji's North Country Trails.
Welcome back to the Alerus Center in Grand Forks, where North Dakota has defeated UC Davis 14-2 to advance to the Division II National Championship game. And the Sioux players, man for man, making their way around this facility, greeting the fans. We go to Andrew Vitalis.
All right, thank you very much. You know, the old saying goes, offense wins games, defense wins championships, and that's exactly what you're playing in, because in large part of your defense.
Well, defensively, you just can't ask any more from a unit. They just refused to let Cal Davis into the end zone, and they never gave up. So it was probably as good of a defensive effort as we put forward.
Can you sum up what this means to you personally, not only as a coach, but considering your history here at the university? You played here, and now you're playing for the national championship for the first time in the school's history.
You know, I wish I could. I just can't do it right now. It hasn't really sunk in yet. This is our goal. We came back. I came back with the coaching staff with that in mind. We wanted to win a national championship, so our ultimate goal is still there, and we still got some work to do, so that's how we're going to try to approach it.
Congratulations. Good luck next week. Go celebrate with your team.
Sounds good to me.
All right, thanks a lot. UND on their way to the national championship next week. Back up to you.
Thank you, Andrew. Let's take a look at the Wells Fargo stats. These are the final stats of the game. UC Davis, total offense with 376. They had an edge in a time of, that's not correct. No, yeah, that's correct. UND won the time of possession. I'm sorry, LT. 31-59 to 28-01.
Well, there's where stats kind of fool you a little bit because of the passing yards. A lot of those came late in those, situations where UND's given up a 20 or 25. You add up a lot there. But, running the ball in the second half was the key. It was 55 at halftime, 167 for the game. And the run game earns you the time of possession, and it earned you the victory along with the defensive performance.
Yeah, what a defensive performance, because they picked off O'Sullivan twice. They sacked him 4 times. I mean, that is the recipe to defeat UC Davis. Teams that have done that this year have been victorious, and that's what the Sioux do today.
I think another thing, too, and Andrew was talking with Dale Lennon and talking about Dale's history with this program as a player. But when they, meaning UND, went to the Final Four the other times, he was the defensive coordinator.
That's right.
And now it's the defense that comes with back-to-back shutouts against 2 teams that were combined averaging 80, points. Wow, that's something else. And watching that defense play is fun.
Well, next week, it's off to Florence, Alabama for the Fighting Sioux. They'll head down there Thursday, work out Thursday and Friday, and then a week from today, play Grand Valley State of Michigan for the Division II National Championship. LT, it's been a blast today.
Yeah, this was fun. Yeah, let's do it again sometime.
That would be great for Andrew Vitalis and Lee Timmerman and everybody along the North Dakota NBC network. We hope you enjoyed watching our coverage. Congratulations to the Fighting Sioux for the first time in school history going on to the Division II National Championship game. The final once again, UND 14, UC Davis 2.
'Twas only weeks until Christmas, and all through the store the shoppers were saving like never before. And you'll save too at Crafts Direct Discount Seasonal Warehouse. Save 50% and more off the white take price on all of your holiday decorations, trees, wreaths, garland, and more. Save 50% and more on unique gift items for the hard to buy for. Over 7,000 square feet of holiday savings and shopping fun. Hurry in. When it's gone, it's gone. The Discount Seasonal Warehouse, East Grand Forks.
Valley Wireless is your FM Unicell dealer.